остановился. Ну, значит, все-таки ты прав. Наверное, сейчас будет начало. Спасибо за фоллоу, кто фолловит канал. Баллами можете, еще раз напомню, поддержать свою команду. Инвестировать монеты. Да, отчет заканчивается. И игра, да? Все, отлично. Поехали, ребят. Let's go. Звук чуть больше я прибавил. Надеюсь, вам будет комфортно. К-23 это их пик Ancient, соответственно, они в атаке. Форзы у нас защищаются. Киты, кстати, отсутствуют. Сразу отмечу, что их нету. И движуха на намечается, да? Причем здесь 3 опоры, 4-й подключается. Зорта есть хедшот. Крада сразу же сбрили. Тут особо и не было прикрытия. Отстранили игроков, которые были в КТ. Не успел поставить бомбу. Джерри очень вовремя ворвался. Вообще хедшот незаконный. Ни за что прилетел. X5 размен. Алмазер убил смоком гранатой Клакса. Что? Видели? Там чувак гранатой... Там 1 хп, что ли, был? Гранатой убил. Там прям в худе было четко нарисовано гранатой. Может быть, сейчас как раз таки повтор будет. И взятый пистолетный раунд. Хотя как все перспективно начиналось для команды Форза и Закуп. Да, ну в атаке всегда приятно, конечно, выигрывать пистолетные раунды на этой карте. Let's go. Артур Миллер заходил. Это ближний друг Аункера. Сказал, что взяли Алмазера. И Аункера, по всей видимости, мы уже не увидим. ППшки, 2 пистолета. Крат отлетает. Ой-ой-ой-ой, Шелфей падает, ёбаю. Лакс тут будет разрываться на 2 позиции. Возможно... Проверят? Да, проверят. Зорты как раз пострел направо, и в этот момент Клакс вышел. Неприятно получилось. Отличный тайминг. Ну, знает Джерри. Наверное, все-таки его сейчас просто сгрызут. Успел задоджить спрей. Джио все-таки довел прицел. 2-0. Супер старт уже, можно тогда сказать. Сейчас еще будет пистолетный раунд. Вряд ли тут будет чудо. Это 3-0. И потом только первый оружейный в... защите. Ну, в общем, если команда, неважно, какая-либо, берет подобную карту, это значит, что в атаке своей они как минимум уверены, и она подготовлена. Сейчас и увидим. По кэфам тут было 1.5, 1.4 на форзов, их выделяли в качестве фаворита. Но я говорил, что у К-23 довольно-таки симпатичные результаты в рамках там матчей предыдущих. Особенно Икла 2.0 вообще. Гентиум. Динамо. Установлено. Пачка установлена. Время пошло. Спасибо там за фоллоу, кто фолловит на канал. Я, по-моему, еще не выключил ставку баллами. Можете успеть заинвестировать, ребят. И конторку будем нашу отключать. Да, там что-то дропнулся FPS. Ну, не FPS, а битрейт, но сразу трансляция вернулась. В общем, там минута осталась. Кто успеет, тот успеет. Отличный старт. 3-0. У Форзов 4 сыгранных за последние... Это сколько? Полгода, по-моему, да? Или 3 месяца? 3 месяца. Подобная карта. Беннис Иглс проигрыш 12-16. Лоску Гутас 29-31. Ван Вин. 11 раундов взяли. И у болгаров 16-5 выиграли. Ну, в общем, не самая лучшая карта. А одна самая худшая. Но как бы надо было банить, по всей видимости, оверпасик, да? Решили оверпас скипать. Хотя оверпас, судя по цифрам, довольно-таки неплохой. Хорошо. Ну и вот он первый оружейный, быстро занимается центр. Но без поддержки рампы. Рампа играется пассивно с авиком от Зорте. Все в ожидании, все ждут поджима, но, как мы видим, поджимов тут вообще нету. Тут ставил на кого-нибудь? Да, поставил на победу форзов. Поставил на их победку. Так. Джерри, ой-ой-ой. Думал, что 90 есть игрок, а тут Рейджин его удивил. И уже 4 в 5. В центре, возможно, сейчас будет стычка Шалфея X5. Как же душно. И хорошо, К-20 стоит игры. Все, есть инфа, и X5, по идее, сейчас делает выпад. Нет, стоит до последнего. Ожидает пуш, но если будет пуш... А, Шалфей посмотрел? Да, ну там не было видимости модельки. Конкретно, конечно, отсиживается. Так, ну время душит на самом деле. Время-то идет. Так, крат есть фраг. Есть размен. И точка занята. Здесь больше нет ни одного опорника. Ё-моё. Ну, выглядит как выигранный раунд, наверное. Так, Шалфей минус. Может быть, все-таки сейвить надо? Ты думаешь насчет крада? Ну, я думаю, что любая перестройка замены — это вопрос времени. Время покажет, насколько это хорошо или плохо. «4-0, ребята. Супер старт. Но есть автомат Калашникова, снайперская винтовка на следующий грядущий раунд. Опа, привет, Шалфей, хорошее было прикрытие. Начинается следующий раунд. Докупаю, да? ППшки там появляются у ребят. Ну, с этим, в принципе, можно работать. Я, честно говоря, не ожидал увидеть здесь карту Ancient. Немножко удивил, но наверняка в этом есть смысл, то, что забанили именно Варпасик. Так, алмаз. Задоджено. Оу, граната. А второй читается? Да, Рейджин, хорошая реакция. Но успел одного Джерри забрать. 3 в 4. А по точке вообще никого нету. Конечно, об этом не знают К-23, поэтому никуда не спешат. Сейчас рано или поздно выходят, и как бы можно снова уходить на сейф. Пенчики, так здорово ли же? Здорово. Здорово ли же? Hello. Рад. Ой-ой-ой, разминулись? Разминулись с игроком, сразу же Клакс ответил. Сейвить надо, Авик, да. Хотя, по-моему, попал Зорте. 5-0. 5-0. Возможно, фора 1.5 на К-23. Ну, как минимум, фора 1.5 плюсовая. Вообще была не ошибка здесь поставить. Как дела, как настроение, что нового? А Пенчики у нас местный миллионер Твича на самом деле. Думаю, у кого у него дела более чем хорошо. Пора забирать свои раунды в защите. Большие подозрения, что в атаке будет крайне тяжело. С учетом статистики, которую Мы видим. Поставим на фору плюс 1.5, так F1.6. Да, вот это тоже неплохая ставка. Это считай как победа форзов, но фора плюс 1.5, это одна карта рандомная, та или иная. Да, тоже хорошо смотрится. Просто кэф даже чуть больше, чем общая победа. Вот так вот решили, минута 40. Уже на месте ребята, уже в сайде. Алмаз, правда, 3 фрага сделал. Жаль, что нам не показали именно этого игрока от первого лица. Клакс минус пошел фею. Ой-ой-ой, Рейджин, ну сейчас все решится. Делает фраг, есть молик, рада отстранить. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Ну что, сейф? 4? Ой, какой 4? Уже 6-0 будет. Или пойдет все-таки пробовать? А, подождите, то там X5 еще жив, да? Походу, или нет? А, это светится желтым цветом Plant B. Все, отмена. Я на это байчусь. Есть первый фраг. Ой-ой, тут же время тикает. Успел? Киты есть, успевает, крат. Клатч. Разыгран. Молодец какой. Кин в 2. Не ожидали, по всей видимости, ретейка. Молодец, крат. Неожиданно выигран раунд. Но он очень нужен был команде. Что с Кенси, я, если честно, не знаю. Если есть приближенные к форзам, либо Кенси люди на трансляции, возможно, они напишут. Но я честно не знаю. Тычка в центре. Правда, не обязательно вообще стреляться, можно подождать. Там, если что, придут. Очень широко играют по карте К-23. Везде напряжение. Ушел с рампы сейчас игрок, не помню, не вижу, кто это, Клакс был. Че, ребят, что поставили? Кого поддерживаем вообще? Что думаете по матчу? Кто смотрел Сикла матч К-23? Там 2-0 вообще была победа. Так, пошел Джерри с ППшкой. Ой-ой-ой, своего забрали. X5 еще минус позор-то сделал. Рейджин в размен. Алмаз последний. А его услышали уже, да. Походу не проверяется. Да. Шесть 1 и 6 раундов это в атаке. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Как же это много. Уже. И судя по игре, это вообще только начало. Победа К-23, человек кто писал. Возможно, что-то ты знал. По крайней мере, на их пике смотрится все солидно. В атаке тактическая пауза берется. Тактическая пауза от команды защиты. На форзов поставил 10 тысяч. Принял ваш ответ. Это карта или БУ-3? Ну, 10 тысяч, конечно, это солидная ставка. Так, giveaway from Hellcase. Hellcase. Точковые ножи, ребята, разыгрываются. Кому надо, можете пощупать. Let's go. ППшка, пистолеты, легкие арморы. Было бы, конечно, очень круто выиграть этот раунд. Ну, сами понимаете, по огневой мощи, конечно, траблы. Клакс минус по краду, который пошел пушить, по-моему, второго, да, увидел? Да. Если придут на укрепление, отличные, конечно, будут новости для форзов. Ну, пока есть надежда, что так и произойдет, если сейчас потянется вся команда под Б. Ну, вроде бы так и происходит, судя по радару, да. И в этом направлении идут К-23. Джерри с ППшкой в ближней позиции. Была бы флешка. А вот, есть от Алмазера выехала. Есть один фраг. Второй игрок задоджил. Ой-ой-ой, как же тут не хватает второго защитника карты. Это Зорте, а он за смоком. Предательским. Бомба поставлена. Теперь, конечно, разыграть будет вдвойне тяжелее. Ай-яй-яй. Потенциал был на взятие этого раунда. Да, никто еще и пикаться не хочет. Ребята, кто на форзов поставил, горить ваша ставка, в общем. Вы же понимаете, да? Потом будет защита, более приятная сторона. А там, возможно, проблемы у форзов в атаке. Скорее всего. И скорее всего в защите К-23 отыгрывают более чем хорошо. Так, а давайте посмотрим, что у них было на этой карте. С натиками 14-16 на Рио Квалах. Маус 10-16, Монте Победа 16-11. Здорово, здорово, как дела? Да нормальные дела, спасибо. Надеюсь, у вас тоже. Форзам проиграли К-23 Ancient 14-16. В атаке они 9-6 сыграли с ними. Так, Крат под смочком играет. Можно дабл, кстати, сделать. Чуть-чуть дамага не хватило. Классно. Ну, Крополях делает фраг, еще и забирает второго алмаза. Круто получается. На минуте 30 уже вот так вот зайти и пачку поставить. Подсадка для... Так, как ник читается? Дефайзер, да? Представитель Казахстана, если не ошибаюсь. Кстати, первый раз вижу этого игрока. Давненько я был в инактиве. Санжар его зовут, 17 лет. Причем на ХЛТВ до этого у него команд не было. Так. Именно он остался в клатче. Ой, подождите, в каком клатче? В защите бомбы. Пусть будет клатч, какая разница. Выигранный раунд. Anyway. Здорово, здорово, люди в Голливуде на месте. Очень круто получается отыгрывать. Подай слово. Ну, давайте ближе ко второй половине будет. Когда будет смена сторон. Что-то я ожидал более продуктивного эншента от форзу в защите. Доминирует конкретно за атаку, не то слово. Три в 5, а это только начало раунда. Денег у форзов нет, это раунд за 2, это вообще может быть выход еще и на 10-й. Да. Думал, форс тут не 2-0 К-23, видимо. Может быть, все может быть. Но по первой карте тут кажется, что тут уже камбэка не будет. Кем там именно питает Вертига в матче Фальконс? На Вертига там, по крайней мере, хоть больше раундов было взято. Тут пока что единичка. Пока только единичка. Даже не знаю, ребят, что сказать. Ставлю хату 2-0, победа К-23. Блин, ну хату мы, конечно, ставить не будем. Нынче хаты ставить это очень опасно. Неважно, причем какой матч. Буквально недавно был такой, когда болгары 16-1 Астралис выиграли. Да. А я так расхайпил этот матч, когда мы смотрели Копенгаген Флеймс. Заруба нереально. Крутой матч. Очень интересно. В защите один раунд. Еще одна тактическая берется. Хотя бы хоть что-нибудь взять, не знаю. И ТБшечка под вопросом, да. Под огромным вопросом. Букмекеры тоже были уверены, что здесь фаворит Форза, причем там 1.4, ну, где-то 1.5 давали. ППшка, пистолеты. Желаем удачи. В идеале надо забирать вообще все, что осталось. Все. Хорошая атака. Хорошая карта. Прогоняется вот таким моликом поджим потенциальный. И он тут был. Да, ребята. Запомним. Копилочку. Мы отложим эту информацию. Джерри мог второго доесть. Джо его перестреливает. Красный остается. А там в спину уже идет Крат. С калашом трофейным. Кстати, он сейчас может сыграть. А его смотрит Джо красный. Вон через X-Ray видно шалфея. Там сейчас Джо, возможно, его перестреляет. Да, Крат падает. Ну надо как-то вместе, ё-моё, чё по одному? Крат в рампе, остальные морозятся. Ну блин. В итоге 1 в 2, но это не выиграть. Никто пикаться не будет, естественно. Времени нет. Китов нет. Ужас какой-то, не знаю. Что-то Крат пошел с рампы, а остальные стояли. Да. Вот так вот получается. (10-1). 10 раундов атаки. Наконец-таки оружейный раунд. И снайперская винтовка у Зорты появляется. А там, наверное, сколько писали? 2.2 было, да, на К-23 на победу? 2.2 кэфчик. Два и два кэфчик. Потом у нас будет Даст и Мираж, да? Потенциально, если это обмен картами, то Мираж в приоритете у форсов. Но это же информация не актуальна. Он К-23 15 числа у Иклы выиграли Мираж с счетом 16-1. Офигеть. А это, наверное, подождите, это ж когда заменами они играли, да? По-моему. Со светом какие-то. Подождите. Масфалсе, да, это с заменами была игра. Ну, тогда, возможно, можно это и не считать. Возможно. Можно. Ребята, ну что сказать. Мне кажется, такое уже нельзя проиграть, да? Такое уже не проигрывается. Второй раунд, получается, забрать. Еще надо 3 штучки. Ну, на этом как бы игры не проигрываются, правильно? У нас БО3, а не БО1. Пошел X5 первым номером. Встречает его здесь Крат. Ну, получилось наоборот. И все, точка свободна, вообще никого нету. Там сейчас пытается Шалфей, ну, хоть как-то помочь своей команде в этом раунде. Ну, там уже пачка будет ставиться. Ё-моё. Вот так вот легко получается занять плент, поставить пакет, позиции. Так, Мазер. С 5-го вырубают, проходят дальше. Пошел. Джерри Алмаз прям на прицел Джио. Что отыгрывает Джио? На самом деле Реджина как-то не замечаю, а у него бабах 12 фрагов уже. Между прочим. (2-1) за форс скриньте. Хорошо. Информацию приняли. Окей. По розыгрышу? Да по розыгрышу сейчас будет пистолетка. И добавим в розыгрыш секретнейшее слово. Так, поехала. Предпоследняя раунда. Но здесь, кстати, в сесками ребята отыгрывают в защите. Здесь никто не перестраивался на дефолтный кольт. Ой-ой-ой, как не ожидал так рад врыва Рейджина. Там еще по молику пробежался. Ну, хотя бы Шалфей ответил. X5 чудом выжил. Рам проспикивается. Казах. Казах распик. Мог и вообще двоих одним спреем убить. Не залетели пульки. Все в тело. Джо, тут, наверное, все-таки стоит отойти. X5 пошел. Так, а подожди, там двое в центре отыгрывает, да? Так сейчас, по идее, должны Клакса встретить. Ё-моё, смотрел на радар, думал, почему Клакс или Шалфей его не видит. Вот оно как было. А вот и второй, кстати, сыграл. Это был Зорты на авике. Ну, выходит в плюс по разменам. А теперь нет. Но здесь есть еще Алмаз. Второй вообще тусуется на... Ё-моё, Алмазер! Какие лишние движения. И это ребята, 12-й. Тяжело будет с авиком, конечно, выиграть это. Хотя есть калаш. Ну, это ситуация как с Крадом, кстати, да? Это прям как в Матрице. Назывался этот термин дежавю. Промах. Зато класс. Клакс в голову попадает. 2-12. Круто. Неожиданно. Ну, я не ожидал классного результата такого от К-23. Ну, плохой защиты от форзов на эншите, тем более. Поехали. Последний раунд половины. Крайне редко я видел что-то подобное на эншенте. Обычно 12-2 это у нас взятые раунды в защите бывают. 13 фрагов у Рейджина, 14 X5, 14 у Клакса, Джио 9. Но у Джио такие, конечно, важные фраги были в начале. И вот уже 2 в 4. Ротация обратно через Т-спаун на Б. Круто, круто двигается К-23. Честно говоря, ну, я лично не дооценил, но я так. Ничего, конечно, не отталкивался, когда говорил, куда я поставил. Но по результатам видно, что все-таки тут... Гентиум, Микла, Эклот, победа по карте у Спраут, BG, это все-таки показатель, что команда симпатично играет. Да, я ставил на форзов ставил. РДшка. Ой, упал. Все, они поняли, что там 2 человека. Рейджин, какой хедшот. Это было красиво. 13 раундов в атаке, друзья. Классно. Ну, давайте ближе к розыгрышу, да? Вот, повтор, кстати, как это было. Четко в голову. Мальта давайте, ребят. Пишите слово Мальта в чат. Кто, кстати, не в курсе, почему Мальта, это, наверное, ключевой подарок, приз, точнее, по окончанию турнира. Если не ошибаюсь, участники гранд-финала, а именно первое и второе место, получают бесплатный буткемп в Мальту. Вот, так что кто хочет залутать денежку, Мальта, пишите в чат. В конце карты будем делать очередную раздачу денежек среди тех, кто Мальта в чат написал. Не возьмут пистолетку, ну, наверное, ГГшка. По-моему, Украт хотел сделать якобы ход-отход. Джерри. Есть пробитие. Что-то немножко подлагало. Ой, там на деревяхе же есть игрок. Ё-моё, Джио. Вот это ты поставил, конечно, головешки. Ну, ни грамма брака. 2.14. Ну, вот теперь, наверное, действительно все. Как он четко в голову-то попадает. Это ключевой момент. Это ключевой хайлайт, наверное, этой игры. Бамс. Бамс-бамс. Ёпсель-мопсель. Как же больно. Это форс на карту. Поехали. Ха-ха. Не, молодцы, К-23. Приятно удивили такой игрой. 2 игры, ну, для меня результат неожиданный. Предыдущий матч я, конечно, от Фальконов не ожидал такой плохой игры. Клак слышит, что справа есть игрок, и уже в планте Джо тем временем алмазера заел. Подъел, Зорте падает. Все. Нет, не все. Крат неожиданно Джо съел. Уничтожил. Так, 2 в 3. Смотрю на... Было бы круто, конечно, сейчас убежать. Хотя переживает казах за центр, периодически посматривает. Но, возможно, подождут и выйдут на позднем тайминге. Так, а это у нас, по-моему, был... РМР, да? К-23 на РМР у бегов карту отжимали, помню, этот матч. Алфе 1 в 2. Так, увидел игрока. Как же вовремя Рейджин задоджил присевшись эти пульки. Ай-яй-яй. Было бы, конечно, красиво закончить этот момент хедшотом. Да-да-да, я помню этот матч. BG К-23 это был последний матч за выход. Очень круто тогда играли К-23. Мне очень понравилось, да. Даст они на допах проиграли. Крутая была игра. Помню, я смотрел ее. Отлично тогда играли. Чуть-чуть не хватило им. Что-то я забыл, если честно, про эту игру. $2.15. Вот это, ребята, результат. Это да. Есть два Галила, есть агрессивный Тек-9, которые гомонили. Там. Теперь, наверное, действительно на этом заканчивается игра на этой карте. Будем мы, пожалуй, розыгрыш проводить. Посмотрим, Зорта Шалфей попытается выиграть, естественно, это. Шансы есть 2 в 3. Но до камбэка тут еще 12 раундов в атаке. Что там взятого текущего раунда. Свой пик форзы возьмут. Ну, если возьмут, значит, будет интересней. Если возьмут. А то получается у нас... ну, печаль, тоска, откровенно говоря, была на предыдущем матче. У нас команда Falcons взяли за 2 карты 13 раундов в сумме против представителей датского королевства. Они же Copenhagen Flames. Так. Ой-ой-ой. Надо было бомбу в голову кидать. Так, Зорта. Решил все-таки с дигла уничтожить. Рейджа на пачку поставил 1-2. Так, подлутал еще эску. Не стал рисковать. Идти в смог. А тут еще второй игрок. 4 патрона. Попадание в голову. 32 хп. Ну, хедшот получается. На хедшот стоит. Плакс может с прыжка выйти, на самом деле. Скорее всего, он так и сделает, не? Не сделал так. 3-15. А я продал этот раунд. А я его продал. Молодцы. Но вы же понимаете, что надо еще 12 взять. Красиво, Зорта. Молодец. Да, они играют, кстати, с обновленным КСом, потому что там, помню, на Авике 5 патронов было. Обновленное. 12 раундов до допов и... Сколько это получается? 8, да? До ТБшки. У нас тут некоторые ребята за ТБшку переживают. Я бы уже не переживал, если честно. Хотя хотелось бы здесь ее увидеть. Так, зашивается Рейджин. X5 даже выстрелить не успел Джерри. Хороший капитанский врыв. Дальше будет, если что, эко. Если здесь все закончится позитивно. Но я, честно говоря, не уверен во второй карте, что будет легкая победа форзов. Не уверен. Я помню, даст тут К-23 против бегов. Это была хорошая катка. Вон у них еще победа против Copenhagen Flames 16-14. Так уж давно это было. 4-15. Это сейф арморов. Что там? Пистолет, да? Точнее, 1 армор, дигл и скаут. Вот. Кто участвует в розыгрыше, можете пока перейти по ссылке, зарегать, сделать себе аккаунт, у кого его нету. Все эти матчи в лайве есть, CS, Dota можно тут ставить. В любой стране, криптой, киви, скинами пользуйтесь. После этой карты, после следующей, именно сюда, на ваш профиль и будет делать розыгрыш. Розыгрыш на денежку. Без депа можно поставить. Можете пользоваться. Особенно, кто у нас любит заливать много. В крипту здесь без процентов можно выводить. Очень удобно. Я в последнее время на крипту переехал. Hellcase. Hell и Case. Это официальный партнер, ребята, если что. Экономический раунд с тем самым диглом и скаутом. Она же муха. Динамика, конечно, немножко сейчас уже подсбавилась. Единственная ошибка, и на этом у форзов заканчивается первая карта. Как было в бане? Да, даже с учетом бана все равно не было времени свободного. Особо. Всегда есть чем заняться. Я, честно говоря, не был готов даже стримить в ближайшее время. Вот в ближайшие вот эти 2 недели, по крайней мере. Я вот позавчера пошел, монитор купил. От неожиданности. Малой вообще болел у нас 2 недели. Болел малой 2 недели. Для нас с женой это были очень тяжелые времена. Когда ребенок сильно болеет. 38,8 температура. Но благо, что все справились. Да, покушал, чаек попил. Надеюсь, вы там тоже попили и чаек, и не чаек, и поели. Сейчас какой-то вирусняк вообще ходит. С кем не общаешься по телефону, у всех дети болеют, да и взрослые тоже. Температура, прям как будто запустили какую-то новую болячку, новый вирус. Потому что, ну, по крайней мере, знакомые у нас все переболели. 9,8. Это вообще капец. Я когда увидел температуру 38,8 малого, я на таких нервяках был. Мне сейчас самому надо опять поправить здоровье. Там, магний B6 пить, чтобы не нервничать. Еще что-нибудь. Так, 5:15, поехали. Закупаются К-23, они тактическую паузу еще берут добором. Как бы закончить этот матч побыстрее. Что у нас там параллельно? Беги доиграли, там же немецкое дерби было. Да, доиграли, 12-16. Причем беги в атаку, да, на второй половине играли. Угу. Поехали. Быстро центр занимают форзы. В лице Крада, ой, X5 хорошо встречает Крад. Попадает в голову. Слышит клакс. Оу, Крад, еще один хедшот поступает. Это 5 в 3, возможно, стоит сейвить и отдать уже эту точку А. Девайсы на следующий раунд понадобятся. А ретейкать это, ну, практически не заретейкать, если честно. Шестой раунд добывают форзы. Ну ладно, никогда не поздно включаться на самом деле. Из таких счетов бывает возвращение. Че поставили, кидайте в телегу, ребят. Че поставили, кидайте в телегу. Что там не работает? Команда. Ну давайте вот так. Под радаром написан Twitch, написано телега, Watchful TV, присоединяйтесь в наш чат. Это именно чат, ребят, где можно писать и кидать скрины, подключайтесь. Периодически поглядываю и сам свои мысли пишу. Нашей тележке. Здорово. Здорово. Здорово, отец. Да, это чисто, ребята, чат для тех, кто любит ставить. КС, Дота, футбол, неважно, присоединяйтесь. Общайтесь. Это именно чатик, чатик. Лудоманский чатик. Поднял своего доллара на 2 шавы Сэнкс. Блин. Я бы от шавы тоже бы не отказался. Поздравляю. Добывает сейчас информация. Этот парень слышит про... Пока что никуда и не спешат. Вот он, шалфейчик. Есть убийство. Ребят, Дефайзер, как правильно читается его ник? У игрока из Казахстана. 17 лет этому парню. Первый раз вообще его вижу. Какое было слово на розыгрыш? Слово Мальта надо в чатик писать, ребят. Слово Мальта. Джерри Реджина забирает. 3 в 3. Выравнивается. Situation. Ой. Походу смычок немножко не... Ну, походу, Клак сейчас дал всю информацию, что именно к ним идет весь выход. Он с 90 выходит на центр на девятку, идет уже в спину. Походу, все понимают. Ой, но Джио-то не перестреливает. Опа, казах в деле. Почти выиграл раунд. Ну, Клакс, наверное, тут ставит точку, да? Одну пульку нужно попасть. Зорт еще и фейкует. Клакс, GG. 6-16 итоговый счет этой карты. Ну что сказать, для меня неожиданно и крайне хорошо, когда стрит играют, молодцы. Действительно можно подытожить, что с Эншентом у них особо нет проблем, особенно атака. С другой стороны, по форзам, да, вопрос. Что вообще по игре? Так, поехали. Розыгрыш делаем. Нам дают отчет 10 минут ожидания, да? 10 минут ожидания. И начинается вторая карта. Слово Мальта в чатик надо писать, да, ребят? Слово Мальта. 2 промича. Как обычно. Мальта. Круто на буткемпе-то в Мальте потусоваться. Я в Мальте, например, ни разу не был. Даже не знаю, что из себя представляет эта Мальта. Но я уверен, что этот остров очень приятный. Так, что у нас? Кто у нас? Академик 123. Академик 123. И... Тофоров. Вот они, 2 победителя. Напишите мне в личку. Точнее, не напишите мне в личку. Ну, точнее, напишите, но скиньте ID, либо ссылку на свой профиль. Да, спасибо, там баллы уже рассчитали. Благодарю. Сейчас все сделаем. Академика нет? Не, академик, по-моему, был. Академик вроде был, да.
Tired of boring case openings? Do you always get only cheap skins? The Hellcase website has tons of options to upgrade your inventory. It's up to you to participate in giveaways, events, or compete with other players in opening cases. Hellcase, your world of expensive skins.
With a headshot onto Grad, and Hajev also with a frag. 5 versus 3 already for KD23. The team is currently in the lead in this best of 3.
Yep, and that's what they're looking to maintain, of course, into the following bits. Going to be pushed towards short. That looks to be coming in for the Force. But Force is, for now, just waiting. First to entry is obviously immediately found, as you just mentioned. But yeah, the first game went quite one-sided here for K23. They managed to win their own map pick, and now they're going to try to redeem it on their opponent's map pick, which is going to be Dust 2. We keep on saying it, because it kind of is. Dust 2 is now not in the active duty pool anymore, so it feels weird that we're seeing it. It is a map that we've seen for so many times, so yes, it's not weird in some way. But in some way it's true. He was gonna fall down, get himself the kill into Jerry. Thought he was gonna win some fights, but couldn't win anything on the side. It's gonna be Shelfie playing. Hiding on the back is gonna try to tap away. Sorty picks up from short, will fall down. It's Shelfie who's also gonna die. That makes it the first round that goes the way of K23. And a 1-0 in their favor will be found.
Yeah, it will very well be found. That will be the first round for K23 on the board. 15 rounds away from winning the series. Not to get ahead of myself. But yeah, it does too. It feels weird to cast it. It feels. I feel a bit dirty casting it right now. You know, just it's gone. Let it be dead. Don't bring it back. But yeah, obviously takes a bit of time until we go to the new maps. Here, Forza. I'm going for a technical pause. Let's hope it's not too much of an issue. So we can get it back in time. But yeah. Taking a look at the buys. Of course, obviously investing everything they have into these guns. And now a question. Have we really noticed anything from the AWP change in this series or last time? I don't really notice anyone running out of bullets really.
Yeah, me neither. People were really complaining about it. And I was also like, yeah, it doesn't really matter because so many bullets you're not necessarily going to use. The thing what we are going to see less is obviously that spamming through smokes, right? With the op, trying to catch someone off guard on vertigo, for example. You have that wallbang that you can throw from a ramp towards short, or the wallbang that you can throw from elevator all the way towards the T-spawn. That's probably going to be used significantly less because you will obviously have less bullets to play with. But, I mean, the rest of times it's... We saw Kenny S running out of the AWP once, and he couldn't use every single bullet to catch on the pre-fires. So you have to use your ammo more diligently, but we haven't seen players overuse it yet, right? We haven't seen players who are... using their bullets more, so they have to reload in a fight. That's definitely not happening. And I do also like that right now the scout, you know, has more bullets than the op. It makes more sense to me, I guess.
Yeah. We have Rajin holding down mid, Crad heading into the lower tunnel with his teammate. That's right. Find a CT, but Zorte taking out Rajin. That's not going to help the CT side. Nice little headshot. There you go. Nade could go out. Let's do a tiny bit of damage. Here, Jerry with a Molotov. Weapons being thrown over. And then 10 seconds left. And Jeff here on short. He's hearing all these footsteps, hearing all this information, but the smoke is going to fade anytime soon. They will have to fall back. Flashbang goes out. Here we have Jerry. Galil in hand. Moves up short. He will be taking this party towards the A bomb site. Negative. Currently, all the way back in the bomb site, trying to hold this one down. With 38 seconds left, this is going to be the take. The flashbang comes out. This is going to blind a lot of players. HF finds one, finds two. Can't quite find a third. Does equalize player count.
Site has now been taken over. Gonna be bomb that goes down, and the retake that has to come in on mid. There's gonna be Crab waiting with the deagle. Had the headshot placement, but couldn't find himself the kill. Jo is jumping up, jumping around with the MP9 around the corner, clearing angles in a quick and easy fashion. Shelfie getting a dink. Now Jo is also creeping up. Shelfie down to 2 HP, will get shut down, and that's gonna mean the second round will be on the board now for the K23 side. They're seeing more and more of the K23 players moving their way towards the victorious side. Force is still getting a bomb plant, will result into them buying up Armored Deagle next round. K23 starting to look more and more dominant.
Yeah, exactly. Especially continuing what they started the last game, 2-0. Forza right now, obviously, have the AK, Tech 9, and the Scout. Well, they A stag. Jayo up quite a bit. Down to 60 HP. Still, it's not going to be found just yet. Falls now. Smoke in front of the B tunnels. Prevent them from getting in or getting any intel ready. This nade could be huge. Oh, Jerry down to 54. Sharpie down 91. That's a substantial amount of damage. More has been done. And Jaya, oh, that flashbang, that didn't really work out too well. It's a team flashbang. But K23 still in a 3 versus 3 after that kill from Krad. They are looking to go towards the B bomb side. Where the Pfizer is. But look at this flank from HF. Ooh, gets spot. Gets the kill. Now fours are hitting this B bomb side, but are they really hitting it?
Yeah, they're not hitting it completely as the Lifer is there to hold on to the Pfizer. Man, so young, but he's holding so many important positions, right? We saw it anchoring a lot himself, and you don't want to put these youngsters usually in these type of positions because there's a lot of strength and or a lot of diligence needed from him. But he's managing himself very well. And also, I say that you won't want to put your youngsters there, but you also want to put your more experienced players in, areas where you can actually find the kills more, right? And that's, I guess, something what K23 chose that type of approach on it. And Jerry picked up the op, which leaves Jayo to have a push up onto middle. The AKs are going to be picked up. Jerry's still finding one. They can now Raging, who found that kill earlier onto him. It does look like the advantage is still going to be taken. A lot of trading back and forth. And it's again all tied up.
Oh, yes, it is. Now Forza in a 2 versus 2. They can get that first round here, but they can also fall. Elevator boost comes out, and they're not going to expect this whatsoever. 1-for-1 trade comes out. Pfizer. Time to smoke. Chalfie has the bomb. He has 1 minute and 5 seconds. A lot of time to play with. Chalfie falls back. Pfizer gonna push middle. And he is gonna play this hunt, but oh, he's going towards A long. He's expecting Chalfie to go towards A. Let's see how this will roll out.
Yeah, he made the wrong call, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to be able to run back towards his retake. He hears the molly pop, and that's enough for him to run for his life. Shelfie, if he peeks her, he might actually get something, but he's choosing for the safer approach. Means the Pfizer is going to realize Shelfie is just going to wait, and he knows where he is approximately. Could still be anywhere, right? But still probably not going to be too close. Otherwise, he would have pushed further. This is a good molly. He's going to force Shelfie out. The Pfizer could be pushing through. 31 HP left on Shelfie. Awkward fight, but he wins it in the end. And a 1 versus 2 clutch will go to him. Doing some spraying on the bodies as well, but it's going to give Forza their first round at least.
A bit of BM coming out, but if that's what fires you up, might as well do it. 23. Bit of a rough investment, let's say that. Because right now, 2 pistols, a FAMAS, an MP9 AWP. This is not the buy you want to write home about with Rad here, leading the charges with the Glil. Currently towards the lower tunnels, and Zorte here with the ARP scoping through the double doors. Holding the push. Goes down the visor. Shalfie with the trade frag. And now we are in a 4 versus 4 situation. Shalfie is gonna fall back. Doesn't choose to rush. Rajin here with the ARP. Jerry takes out Jeff. 3 versus 4. But oh, Rajin and Klax goes down. Dio, Forza have just destroyed the economy of K23.
We're gonna have to go for an eco, and Jayo is saving up his MP9. Possibly looking to find a gun somewhere, but I think he's just gonna stay there. Long doesn't want to die with his MP9 in his hands too. But this is a good round, nevertheless, here for the side from Forza. They're able to secure their second one. You already saw that Raging was boxed in. He had to scope to try and prevent him from getting a Ferrari peek onto him, or at least have a little bit of a higher chance at killing. Then that didn't matter. We're having a connection issue, so I feel like the GoTV has crashed. So we're going to go back to us for a second. Second round has at least been won by Forza. But of course, if the server crashes or the observer crashes, then we will have to wait for that, obviously, to be fixed.
We will be going back to the game pretty soon, but we just had to switch to our faces real quick to reconnect to the server. It does look like we are currently back with you, so we're not going to be gone for a while. It was just a GoTV issue, but that has been resolved, and the game is not going to need a pause. So they might need a pause after being hit down to 56 HP there. Jerry looking to take this one towards long. Finds Ajev. And Jayo here with the MP9. Ooh, gets the kill onto Jerry, actually. All maze are down quite low as well. But they're all gonna push him, so he will get overrun. Rajin still with the scout. 2 versus 4. Be too little too late unless the visor gets the impossible here.
Gonna find himself that kill. Shelfie is. It's all left in the hands of Ragin. Gonna walk up with the scout, finds himself a no-scope headshot, or not a no-scope headshot, just a no-scope. Manages to find himself the AK. That's Forza still tying things up. K23. Up next should be a buy. So that we'll see what they can find. For now, still gonna be the third round that Forza takes, and it's at least a better start than they had on Ancient.
Oh yeah, a way better start. Now we have to see, can they take the lead, or well, can they keep the lead? Right now it's a tie. K23 will be able to buy once again. So the next round will be quite important, especially because K23 currently have a very weak economy. They're having trouble building it up, so lose this one, you're down to pistols once again. This is a very important one. Round number 7 here. Still in the early stages of the second map. While just joining us, Ancient was won 16-6 by K23, their own map pick. That was something to be expected. But now K23, no AWPs at all. And Jayo already going to get tagged down to 39 HP.
That is going to be good start here. Ragin taking down Jerry, making it a 5 versus 4. Molly is gonna come down onto Ragin. He's down to 50 HP. 5 versus 4 advantage taken in the favor of K23 has been found. If there's anything that they can do, Sortie on the op himself. But K23 have at least found the entry, so that's nice to see. They're walking away up short. Hagev, he's still positioned himself. There's going to be a second player joining in, which is Ragin, of course. Doesn't have the op. He would potentially want to have. Sticking with the AK, which could also do a lot of damage. His force tends to go to this A side. Fight on long is also going to be important. If Klex finds this kill, he can easily hold back to the side and find himself kills from there. Knows there's no one coming from long. Knows all 3 players are from short. That's enough for him to realize and to rotate over. Sortie inside of the smoke, getting himself that one-way kill. Hagen still on Goose area, holding his line. Forced to push out in the open. Sortie is sitting duck. Still not quite though. Trying to get the tap. But it isn't going to happen. 4-3 in the favor of K23 has been found. The side from Forza. They have some troubles to keep up. They will not have themselves full buy, or they will have a full buy to play with, but they will not have themselves too much economy to back themselves up with anymore.
Yeah, if you wanna win one of these skins, make sure to click the banner down below. Hellcase are doing a giveaway, so go check that out right now. Well, after the game, because we got a game on our hands right now. The visor down to 13 HP already. Balls executing outside of long. Ooh, Hagev, that was a dirty spray there towards the end, but couldn't quite find a second. But Klax actually gets the kill. Trade frag has been found, so we have found ourselves in a 3 versus 3 situation. Rajin moving up towards short. Forza still getting ready to go towards A, but look at this. Shalfie holding down the lower tunnels, still in mid. K23, they're getting closer and closer to Shalfie's position. Perhaps they will find him. Oh, Shelfie finds one. Trade frag comes out, so still a 2 versus 2. This is going to be all down to Rajin on the bomb side. Actually, Jayo comes in fast.
Yeah, they're running in to spray it together, but will there be enough, or will it be enough? Rajin is hiding from the Gandalf position, has this one way, which is something that has been found in the last few weeks out by most of the teams. Now with it getting removed soon, you might not have too much about it anymore. He's going to spot out the guy on the side. Might be swinging him down. Region missing the shot. The nade could be coming in. Nade might be deadly onto Kratz. He will be seen crossing Jay with the headshot. And Sorty knows he needs to find this one-on-ones. Gets the first. This is so well played. He could now swing onto Region and win the round. Still posting up on him. Sorty playing with fire right now. Swing it out and Region gets the kill. He finds the peak. And he's down to 5 HP, but it is enough. What an amazing shot is that from Rage. Now, I wish I could see that, but Zorty, I guess I really know why the Observer just kept on playing by Zorty, because Rage should have never won this. But he gets the flick shot in the end.
Yeah, that was not well played by K23 there. The AWPer should have been holding it down, so if the Forza player would go for that peak, that would have been a kill, but no, they were playing it with 2 1v1s, and it didn't work out. In the end, it did actually, but yeah. Here we go. Check out the gear of Endorphy by clicking on the banner down below or typing exclamation mark Endorphy in the chat. K23 with their first tactical pause right here. I mean, it is an interesting one to take, to kind of let it sink in for Forza what just happened, because their economy has been broken. They've been reset. A23 right here. They have money for a buy. They also have to start building up their economy.
On the City side, that's going to be harder than on the T side, but you need to find multiple rounds in a row with decent amount of players alive. And of course, rounds that Radiant takes there with 1 player alive is quite good. Isn't going to give you much more than just that round. Joe is going to pipe it up, and you can see it. They lose this round, which is highly unlikely. But if it does in fact happen, then you're going to be broke for the next one. That's something you would rather not want to have, but I mean, thing you have to think about, and that first op shot missed. Ryojin needs to be careful. The players are starting to run in. You have only 4 bullets left. The fighter picks up the first, finds the second one as well. Ryojin helps him out. He's going to find 2. Tries to pick up the third, gets it as well. And that's 6-3 in the favor of K23. A double amount of rounds found for them. And Forza is going to have enough money to buy up for this round, but you're already 6-3 down.
Yeah, and this round is really going to help the economy of K23 out a lot. Well, not too much, but it makes sure they can get around another full buy after this one. And something I was thinking about, well, something I read, I don't want to take credit, but 1 clip op aces are gonna. Oh, Zorte! We were even talking about that with the op right now, spamming 2 smokes. It's not gonna happen too much. Zorte literally doesn't. But something that is not gonna happen too much more is 1 clip op aces. Oh well, they're gonna be much more rare.
Yeah, that's true, or at least like that they're going to be too flashy behind each other, right? It's you're going to have to find a collateral in that one at least to really make it happen. And Regine's spraying the doors. That's something that I also seen someone in the chat say, right? Because we realize that players aren't running out of bullets, but they're also shooting a lot less, right? They're doing a lot less wall bangs, a lot less through the smoke with peaks, etc. And that's something you're also going to see a lot of. More taking your time to fire those shots and not flashy oppers. They're going for every single flick necessarily, because it might be a bullet waste, right? And you need your 5 bullets to take their enemies down.
Yeah, for sure. Here we go. Forza once again, not too good of a position. Ajev takes out Almazer and Krad now in a 1 versus 3. Is going to go down to Rajin, and K23 7-3. Once again, taking quite a lead. Forza now, round 3K. Not the money that you can go for a buy with, unless they want to force. And quite unfortunate, really, because Forza found a really, really nice entry frag, but they just can't capitalize.
That is just very unfortunate. Now, they will have Armored Eagle up next. Could give K23 8 rounds already on that board, and we all know how easy that from that point onwards could be. What can I say is, K23 will still have to battle it out, and in the second half last time they also had some troubles, but that was mainly on their CT side as well. This CT half has so far been looking good, and this might actually be, I don't know if this is like something for the first time in the EDC history. I will have to look at the other tournaments from the EDC, but it's at least going to be something we had never expected, that all games could go 2-0 right now. If K23 wins this, then every single game in the quarterfinals goes to a 2-0. From what I believe, this quarterfinals was like one of the closest it could have ever been, right? In terms of statistic-wise.
Yeah. Max. Oh, Jerry. He's gonna get the kill into Rajin. Huge stuff. The Klax does find a trade frag. But Chalfie, look at this. K23 are getting too confident, and it's hurting them quite a bit. Now, can this be recovered? Yes, the visor. Gonna find 2 there, and Krad now in the 1v2. K23 have control of the bomb, so this is just gonna make this too much, well, too difficult. Krad is perhaps waiting for someone to push here. He doesn't know where they are. But he will need a gun at some point. Someone died towards long, so that's going to be a free weapon for him to pick up. And oh, it's an AWP. Saving this one might be a good opportunity, but maybe even going for the round win could be huge. Fortunate for him that it's not a rifle, because with the AWP it's going to make things more difficult. But he's just going to try playing this one very stylistic. Gets the first kill. Gonna throw the smoke. Oh, this is being played into perfection.
Missed it. Missed the second chance, and now with a no-scope, walking into the smoke, getting the timing, finds the kill, and Kred is saving Force from complete destruction, and keeps them into it for one more time, and this was an eco-white, or at least a Force buy, and Force does it one more time. K23 too confident, and then the Lizer, this shot as well, like he's seeing the feet there from Kret, and Kret knows enough, he's just gonna go for the wallbang. And then through the smoke, one split second, and he needs to shoot at him, finds the kill, and it's 7-4.
Yeah, indeed. Here we got Krad with the AK-47 coming out long. Gets the kill onto Jayo, trade frag instantly. Now 4v4. Klax here with the FAMAS. Goes down to 48 HP. Wars are now. Oh, Jerry. They got Hajev as well. K23 now are being overrun. Look at this. From winning in a very dominant fashion to just being destroyed. We're not there just yet. Rajin can still come to help and do a lot with Yob. He is currently moving towards short. Klax with the FAMAS is not going to do it. Oh, they're going for the save.
Are they though? Klax is still somewhat close, or he's at least hiding for him to cross back. Then go all the way towards that B side. So that will be the case. So 3 versus 4 safe. That gives Force the opportunity to get themselves to 5. So that one singular round, that one singular 1 versus 2 is getting K23 in a lot of trouble, because they might still lose out the half. And that's how fast it can be, and that's how fast it can be turned around sometimes.
Now, Force, I mean, they're 5th. Okay, 23. Saving these guns, but yeah. These are not the guns you want to go to war with. FAMAS, MP9, and the AWP. Around that, they will have nothing. Something good for them is that they already have 7 on the board, so still quite a decent half. It does look like they will buy around this. That's quite worrying. Because if they stick to 2k and they don't buy around it, they can get a full buy in for the next. But right now, they're just going to keep limiting their economy if they lose this one. And it's just not going to give them the chance to get those full buys in. And that is what if, of course. Shelfie is looking to move towards long. Falls back. Yeah, we have Shelfie around the smoke. Behind it. And Rajin from a bomb site, holding down along with the op. But Forza flying around like a swarm of bees, trying to find an opponent to sting. Derry finds edge onto Clax, and K23 already with one man down.
Not the best start. The second one also falling. The A side taken over, somewhat closer to making that one happen. Raging. Be taken down, but Hager finds himself one kill there. Jerry on middle will get 1-for-1 traded, so he's keeping somewhat close in terms of the numbers in this round. Forza already taken over the site. He'll have some chances to keep that theirs. Hager still gonna walk up with his FAMAS. Focus are given a gap, so Hager could actually find himself a timing.
What
Gonna
was
get
that?
taken down from behind. That will give Sorta the final KO, the final say-in, and 6 on the board for Forza.
Yeah, K23 have kind of quieted down here on Dust 2. Not looking not as much bite as in the last map. Right now, they're out of money, so they will have to go for an eco. And next one, they will play for winning the half. Few pistols have been bought up, but this not going to be a good one. I do expect. IO goes down to 28 HP. Zod 8 fires through double doors. Take a words long. Here we do have Age of already going down. Forza in a 5 versus 4. Shalfie going down. There's into the lower tunnels. Rajan is coming for a bit of a peek from short. And he is going to be spotted. Fires off some shots. But if Forza go towards the B bomb site, this might get... I mean, I don't want to say scary, but at least there will be some resistance, because towards A, this is going to be an easy one.
Yeah, still player on long, which is raging, but he's gonna hide just to be safe. Shelfie is the one still making some noise potentially towards B, or at least waiting for someone to push there for K23. Doesn't seem to be the case. And that gives Forza the opportunity to get themselves to 7. So as good as it looked before for K23, that one round is all that it took for Forza to take complete control back. Potentially find themselves their 7th round here and equal things out once more. It could be huge. In pit, Ryojin still playing, and control of the side has been taken. It should be 7-7 here for Forza.
Yeah, this is an impossible one. 7-7. Game's all tied up. Let's hope that this game gets close, instead of Forza just running away with the victory. Want to see some great Counter-Strike tonight, especially on Dust 2, before it gets removed. Ooh, like a 1 dig, but just was a regular one. Raijin and Clax. 2 versus 4 right now. I'm about to explode. Raijin goes down as well. That is officially 7-7. Clax doesn't get the ninja defuse. And here, looking at the money, there's going to be an op, there's going to be rifles, there's going to be util. Everything will be there for K23. If you want everything to be there in your room, get yourself a display, because they're damn pretty. Click the banner down below to check them out.
Yep, and I have my one. So probably the final show I might be able to show it, or the final bit, or when we go into the third map. Keep forgetting it actually, that I was going to do that. Don't know how it is going to fit with my green screen, but it should be showing up pretty well, so I'm gonna open it. I have seen it already. Just a lovely Counter-Strike Global Offensive logo, so could actually show that to you guys as well, just to see how that looks, just to show how it looks in real life or on camera right now. Smoke there on the door knot will come in, which is gonna give Force a bit of time to work their way up middle. And I have to say, Force is playing good here for this map right now, but the map is usually considered 50-50, maybe a little bit more towards the T side, as we saw in the major. So who knows what Force can show us, or who knows what K23 can show us on their T side, I should as well want to say. They're walking up short here, Force at least. Agef. He's gonna smoke them off, but smoke wall anyway. That comes in. 50 seconds left. Agef is giving himself some chances to get towards this back of Gandalf to at least get himself into a better position. He might get caught pretty close as they're lining up their utility once more. Look at all the mollies they still have left. This is going to be a blast on the A side, White.
Yeah, this is gonna be very fiery here pretty soon. The execute is coming. Agev. Oh, this is terrible. Gets mollied out of position. Rajin doesn't hit the flick, and this is gonna be Forza on this A bomb side, getting it for free. Oh, 4 versus 4. Still some damage being done. Bombing expanded. Will be the Forza players trying to hold on to this from short, but look, there is still a flanker. There's going to be Shalfi. He's going to go down to CD spawn pretty soon, I do imagine. And Rajin just keeps missing everything. Krad takes out one. It is still 3 versus 2. Make that 2 versus 3, and Forza are just taking all of them out.
Still, the Pfizer, a chance, steps down 2. Left in a 1 versus 1. But Sorty is going to find himself that final kill. I got scared for a second that the Pfizer was going to be able to make it happen, but it wasn't the case. And Forza is going to pick themselves up their 8th round. Will leave them to have a good advantage to play with right now, at least for the first bit. K23 here on the T side to start playing. On Ancient, they did it well, very well on the T side, but on the CT side, or on the T side of Dust 2, it will still have to happen. That's something we're gonna have to see right here, right now from them. They're running towards B. Is it gonna be a brush B? It does look like it. Stepping up, 2 flashes and 1 smoke. It's been lined up and the control has already been taken, or at least the first players are at least already fighting. Almazer, first one to get contact. The nade is good. The peaks are even better. Almazer finds 1. Shelfie and Jerry already joined into the site, and it's a 4-man stack here from Forza. They're running into a big stack, and K23 have no chance. All left to Jo. He's also gonna die. And what an amazing hold there for Forza coming out.
Yeah, Forza strengthening their lead, going to 9. 1 round away from double digits. K23 here shouldn't be going for a force. They should wait for the next round to get that full buy-in. And here we have Forza on the brink of hitting 10. Of getting those double digits. No. I really don't agree with this buy. 1 scout? I don't see the point. I don't see why, but I guess they can tell me. I guess it's just to get shot down 1 by 1. That's what they. That's exactly how this is unfolding. Coffee with the M34. Holding down his little arch. Flax gets the dink. Coffee down to 8 HP. And here the double spray down comes out. Forza find their 10th.
Jerry even with the knife.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. 10-7. This is crazy.
See it on my second monitor right now. He took down the player inside of Suicide with his knife. Completely getting obliterated there. Jo had no chance. Had the bomb on his back, tried to pick up the scout, and was it enough? Taken away. Double digits now found. Of course, guys, if you want to check out Hellcase, you can use code ADC to get yourself a 70 cents for free and a 10% refill, of course, but gamble responsibly with money that you can afford to lose. But with that bonus, you can at least make it a little bit nicer. Make the odds a little bit better for you.
Hey, Jeff. To kill into Jerry and K23, 5 versus 3. How to decimate this bonus buy from Forza. And even though K23 now, all 3 rounds down, don't let that surprise you, or well, don't let that fool you. On the CT side, after a few rounds, the economy starts getting very, very difficult to maintain. That is something that can cost a few rounds, but Almazer does get Hate down. Trade frag comes out, but that's some damage done to the economy. And now, Forza in a 2 versus 4. They do have the rifles. Chance is that they will save them. K23 already on the speed bomb side. Smoke Forza B doors. And Forza. I mean, they're holding two angles, kind of trying to wait to see where the bomb is going to go so they can find an exit.
That is actually quite nicely done here by K23. Such for Forcer really has to save their guns to at least keep themselves some economy, and if they die here, then of course that scout is going to be switched out for an M4. It's something you don't want to have. K23 is climbing back up the ladder, starting from the beginning again. They're not the ones in the advantage right now.
Yeah. Bomb about to explode. Brad and Shalfie keeping these guns into their necks. They will be having a decent buy. Well, more than decent, really a good one. But after that, K23 are really going to try their best to destroy their economy. 8 to 10. Round number 19. Let's take a look at this buy real quick. One up, come out. Could be affordable, but it would be a glass cannon scenario, so I don't see that happening. No, just going to be the rifles. And on the side of K23, you do see Rajan sticking with the scout. That is an interesting decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not. Once again, Rajan likes to have that gun in play for some reason. He could have gone for the AK as well, but he's going to try to stick with that. Last time as well, he bought it in the rounds where others were on an eco. You see that quite a few more times, that he buys a scout and then goes for the scout in the next round. Maybe the scout is now a more favorable option, not necessarily than the AWP, of course, but it might be like that option for 1.7k where you're like, okay, if I buy 2 times a scout, it's also going to be fine. Better than buying or 3 times a scout, better than buying like 1 time an AWP, because economy wise that's better. And you also have those 10 bullets to play with. You can spray a little bit more and find yourself some nice peaks with it sometimes. And it's all about just scouting for the mid cross, right? So that's where you're buying it for, to potentially get those tags, and that's something you can still do with the scout. Jerry gonna be tapped away. Shelby finding himself 1, gets traded out. The 2 versus 3 has been taken. Jerry getting pushed from the top and gonna secure the side take here at least. Oh, Rajan finds himself a double, and it's all left in the hands of Almazer now. The bomb will be planted, and Almazer has a big task ahead of him.
Yes, he does, coming all the way from short. Hasn't been spotted just yet, but the Pfizer finds the headshot, the second in the round, and that's 9 to 10. K23 looking so damn good. Forza right now, 3 players we can't buy. That is the economy destroyed, and we are looking to see a tied game pretty damn soon. K23 on the T side, looking just as good as they did on the previous map.
Tactical pass, K23. It's weird that they're going for it, but maybe they have something to tell to each other, or because they're winning so many rounds, they're gonna be like, don't get too overconfident, because that's what cost us in the end. Maybe they realize Force on about the same buy as they were before, so you need to be careful of it 100%. That's something K23 will come in, now have some more confidence in themselves. The Visor, they'll haven't bought himself some utility, is gonna adapt to what his team is needed. Now Rajan has that up in play. Maybe he can find himself some nice stacks. He used to do that before, so did Zorti, of course, on the T side. But looks like we have a technical pass now coming out for K23, so probably going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate to have a technical pause, but it's better to have every issue fixed before we get back into the game and then play with some issues. We want to see the best Counter-Strike that is possible. That is what we are getting right now. K23, 1 round away from tying things up. Forza not really looking to force into things. Crowd could buy up until 2k. Bit of a weapon. See Almazer already with the MP9 and the armor. They will make sure not to invest too much. But yeah, Paul still here. Not sure what's going on. K23, they seem to be recovering quite well.
100%. They lost some control at least. They lost a few rounds due to that one singular round, of course, where they went a little bit too aggressive. Since then, Force has been the one to really be in control, taking back like 6 rounds in a row. And now, the first time they have lost that control, and K23 starting to build. So, how much more can K23 find before Force comes back out 4-1 on their own? It's going to be an eco that has to be fought against first. The boost is going to be there, Ragent. He's not gonna shoot his shot because the ARP only has 5 bullets, so he's not gonna try it. And he wasn't in the most comfortable position to do so. Thought there was also potentially going to be a scout swinging him, and then when you shoot once, there's many fish coming at you, swimming towards you to potentially find that crossing kill. And he also wanted to throw this door not smoke for mid control to be taken by K23. That's also a reason. Kred is hiding up close though, waiting for someone to potentially fall down. He could actually push to inside of the smoke, has just a USP, so it's going to be hard for him to get out there alive. Still does, but down to 11 HP.
Yeah, here we got Krad. This beat tapping away, but does go down by Hagev. K23 now, running towards the B-bomb site. That's where we have Shelfie and Jerry. Jerry gets a kill with the Zeus. That was literally the strat. He tried to kill with the Zeus, and they did get one. That's already a win in my book. Mazer does actually take Gyro as well. So, they are keeping the economy of K23 quite limited. 2 players will have to rebuy. But they are trying to retrieve that weapon. And that Molotov is going to prevent them from doing that.
And I mean, even though a knife is usually like more painful in terms of you're also giving the opponent 1.5k to work with, the Zeus just gives that extra pain, right? When I get Zeus, I'm feeling the most horrible ever, and something that is just like mentally speaking a very good thing to get done. But for now, it doesn't 100% matter, of course, because you don't lose a round off of it. Going to be double digits for both teams taken. Jerry just ran in there, Gio got himself the trade, which is always nice, of course, because then the Zeus cannot do a lot more than just that singular kill taken. And 10-10, I think both teams are getting on a point where whenever you're getting one streak, then that team is just going to win it at this point. So K23 now having that possible momentum coming in will help them to get some more done in this streak, but the double up is also going to be in play for Forza.
Yeah, double up, something very good, but something also very expensive, so you can get punished for that quite easily. Nade goes down. Now, Forza not taking too much control towards long, and that is where K23 seem to kind of be going, so that is some good timing, and that could catch Forza off guard quite a little bit. Playing very heavy towards short. Very pushing. Oh, has he been spotted? There, he's going to throw that Molotov, so he has been spotted. Will he go down? No, he actually survives. That's quite crazy. Leaves K23 in a 4 versus 5 situation. Forza currently looking to go towards long, because that's what K23 are. No, they don't have the information, but the rotation is coming in. Brad is going to spot Klax, gets the kill. Now K23 in a 3 versus 5 situation.
Yeah, they're not that great of a spot. They have to push their way into the side. Hagev will be seen crossing. Brad is going to spot him out from short. It's the Visor that gets the trade. Still looking to potentially find himself a second. Jerry crossed into the smoke. Visor unknowing, that's a great shot on Shelfie, but on long there's also a player flanking, and he will not be getting anything. Mazer falls down, and now it's all in the hands of Ragin. He finds himself the first. A one-on-one needs to be taken. It's all left in the hands of Zorti, and Ragin could be planting that bomb away. He's gonna plant it down. No utility for both of the teams. Zorti in a horrible position. And Ragin, he gets the clutch. A 1 versus 2. But also, big props to the Visor for getting such an amazing value down on the side. That sprayed through the smoke. We're probably gonna see it one more time. But that was amazing. This one that we're gonna see up next. No, we're not gonna see it, unfortunately.
Oh.
But a flick from Raging as well. He is making it not only a 1 versus 2, but securing himself the 3k in the round. K23 is on wings right now. They're flying to the sky, and Raging even gets that one. What can Forcy do, right? We're back to Ancient right now.
Yeah, this is really looking like it, and this confidence is not good. I mean, Shalfie is going to get a kill with the 5-7 right there. The trade frag instantly comes out. Charity with the eagle. Away. What are you going to do here? He's holding the headshot angle. The K23 right now, a bit worried about that smoke, thinking someone might be inside of that. There is no one, but you can't ever be too sure. We're right now looking to boost up onto the A-bomb side. Minute and 5 seconds left. K23 are really hoping for Forza to go for some aggression, to push, to look for these kills. So now that hasn't happened yet. Now we can see. With 48 seconds left, Forza are getting a bit unsure about the A-bomb side. They're rotating towards B and short.
Looking to push in the up on Jao's getting 10 HP. Kred on the scout, he's still waiting on short, getting pushed back by that Molotov and Forza. They might just go for the save so they have their armors for the next round. Some extra util will then be afforded. Will then be affordable. Probably the best way to say it. Next. Big 23. Need 4 more rounds. White, 4 more to claim their semi-final spot and play versus Illuminar. And I feel like both of these teams, of course, Illuminar, they qualified for the major. They're going to be on wings for that, but they're also a team that still it has to play from ESEA main. Last time, they had even struggles to get out of ESEA main in terms of getting through the playoffs, right? So they have their ups and downs so much. And K23 seems to be so far just that solid team. They lose some momentum here and there, but they're able to recover quite great. And overall speaking, I feel like K23 is going to be the better team going into that series every day of the week.
Yeah, I have to agree. K23 looking really good here, and also for next series, if they do get to that point. Was it good still? Come back here. K23 are definitely running with the momentum. I do feel they have 5 rounds in a row right now. Something like that. Here we have Shalfie. Through the double doors. Gets one. Is able to fall back. That's a beautiful kill to find. K23 now left in the 4 versus 5. Jerry. There's an 8 towards the lower tunnels. No kill comes from that. Forza. Jerry next to that A side, and Krad out of the pit. Mid Xbox smoke going to be thrown. It looks like K23 are going for this A split.
Looking to work their way in. It's Krad that's still on long, gets himself a dink. A good entry found earlier, but more also required for it. Smoking short. Max is looking to push back, so are the 2 players here for K23. They're still waiting on long, they're leaving 1 player there. Max might peek Shelfie here, could get himself the angle, but Grat finds the kill instead, and that's a 5 versus 3 taken.
Yes, it is 5 versus 2 now. This is not looking easy for K23 whatsoever. Now, the Pfizer in a 1 versus 5 situation. But K23 do have the money. They will save the gun. Will try to. The hunt is currently on. There's 12 more seconds left of the round. We have a bit of freeze time coming in. It is going to be 12 to 11. Forza win the round without losing anyone, so this will benefit their economy quite a bit as well. All players getting around 4-5k right now. On the K23 side, they will buy into this once again, but yeah, they can't let Force run away with it now.
least they're gonna try to not let them do that. Up on both sides to play with. Full buy around it. Forza do have some extra economy now to play with, so next buy is going to be there for them too. Whereas K23 doesn't have that looks. Doesn't have that extra round they can afford to lose. They have full solid into this. Now they're going to have to potentially feel the consequences of it if they lose it. They don't want to, of course, raging there with the AWP, getting a kill. That gives Geo a chance to push all the way into the window. Flex is getting in, getting thrown through. Shelfie's gonna die. It still leaves all Laser on the back of the site. He's trying to spray them down. Not happening though. Hagif with the kill doubles down to secure the site. And it looks like K23 have just secured themselves 13.
Oh wow, they have done it. And Forza right here. AK-47 and up. They're trying to maybe look for an entrance, but they're not being given anything. K23 right here, getting 13 and being 3 rounds away from victory. Forza, on the other hand, they will be able to buy. They got the money. If they lose the next, perhaps their economy will look very, very bleak. Jerry does take the Pfizer to the grave with him, but oh, that's I mean, that 1-for-1 trade is quite risky, because if Forza lose the next round, that's going to hurt them a lot.
Not going to be where you're looking for. Was it is going to be the round that has been won by the side from K23, and that's all that matters for now. Still, double up setup here to play with Forza. Full buy around it, final buy potentially before they're going to be economy horror once more. You don't want to be there. Been there, done that, but still not what you're necessarily looking for. Control over middle, been taken here by K23. Been on mid under their control, double up, that's it for Forza. They're holding both mid and A with those ops. Mid control. Already there for K23. It's hard to hold when every single time there's a smoke on that door not coming in to prevent you from watching anything. But at least Forza has still their CT spawn under control, and their mid to B up short. It's K23 that's been given the space to work once more. They're just gonna wait on the side for this push just to come in. Jerry waiting for mid. K23 is faking stuff out, and now they're going mid to B with one player as well, getting Jerry down. That's a window to potentially make Forza think you're gonna go to B, but they're all walking back up to short wide. It looks like the EA execute is gonna come in no time. No, never mind.
Ooh. Oh, their rotation is coming in. I mean, they're going to hear the footsteps, so they know this is coming. But with 27 seconds left, could this be a mistake, or is this going to work out for K23? This is going to be a scary one, because with 20 seconds, they have to clear out every single angle. No error can come out. That's exactly what's going to happen. Oh, Gio does take out a laser, but the smoke is not there. And the opera Shelfie, oh, runs out of bullets. It happened.
These happen for now. There is time to plant that bomb away. And now gonna be a 3 versus 1 coming in as the Pfizer left standing. He's gonna save his weapon. So K23, they at least get a bomb plant to force out some extra cash. But it's gonna be Forza that walks away with another round. Shelby inside with the smoke. Thought he had some extra bullets to play with, then scoped in and realized, I don't have any left. That is 13 to 12 taken in the favor of K23. Still nice flicks all over the place, but yeah, because you're quick switching a lot, of course, you're not realizing that often that you will have to reload your weapon. That gives a tactical pause. Or at least the K23 that uses their tactical pause to speak about stuff. Feel like they're still gonna go for this full buy, but they have to be careful because Force is on their tail.
I was so disappointed, really. Disappointing, really, going towards that B-bomb side. I mean, with that little time left, you know that if you lose one player, it's all going to go down bad. So that was quite unfortunate. I mean, the idea was there. There was just no util to make it happen. One smoke could have made that one go fantastically well. But hey, it is not over until it's over. K23 can still do a lot of damage here. And they will be going for quite a good buy. An AWP, 4 rifles, 1 Galil, 3 AKs. How this is going to unfold. Rajin is going to shoot through the cross. Doesn't find anyone. One smoked off. Was a bit of a lucky shot that he was trying to go for. Here, Jayo has been... Ooh, he's been isolated. And Krad is just going to keep trying to shoot, but he goes down. That's the entry frag for K23. We do see Zorte here towards the car at long. Pretty sure they're not just going to peek him and give freebie away.
No, they shouldn't. At least do that for now. Double up setup still to play with here for Forza. Posting up, Sorted with the kill. That's the AWP taken down. 4K23. Jayo's going to pick it back up, but it's still left in a 4 versus 4. It's a shooting gallery in the A side, and Sorted eventually will die, which gives a window to push towards the A side. It is so close, and this is so lovely about us too, of course. It's not about tactical, just about aim most of the time. Waiting on long right now, making them think, but then after that, it's just running in, going full guns blazing and hoping for the best. For one of the last times we're going to see this happen, it's going to be a long push that comes in. Smokes on the cross. Jerry with the nade. At least it collects down to a little bit of lower HP. Smoke on the side, making them think Jerry is on top or someone is on top of short, but that's not the case. That's not going to happen. They're going in for it very fast. Jerry's still stuck, a sitting duck inside to the elevated position, getting sprayed through the smoke, tried to push through, will fall down to Hagev, and that's a safe call. Forza running for their lives because they don't have enough money to buy up in the next round if they don't save their weapons, which gives K23 the opportunity to get to 14. But not only that, Forza on once again their last buy, their last resort before they're going to go into financial troubles.
Yeah, exactly. Forza, great decision here to save these guns into the next one, because otherwise the money just won't be there. Right now they can go for a good full buy again. And that's what matters. But if they lose the next one, then it's just going to be, you know, it's going to be match point with barely a buy with SMGs or FAMAS or pistols. The next one is one that they cannot lose. K23 building a little bit more of a buffer for error here. They have 3 to 4K, so losing this round wouldn't exactly break them just yet. Sees all day. Bit aggressive from Rajin, but doesn't cost them too much. Forza about to buy up a lot, but I mean, not as bad as I thought. Krad with 1K and Zorte with 4K still, so losing this one would still give them an opportunity, but it would be a slim one. Have Molotov, and Jerry's just gonna run straight through it. This is definitely something they would expect, but Klax does throw the util.
Yeah, util to stop them from pushing. Well done. 4 players going through long right now for K23. Ready to achieve scratch on the side. 3 players having mid control here for Forza. That's pretty good, to say the least. Raging getting himself stuck there on one of the teammates. Smoke on the side to give Krat some space, but they're rotating away. K23. They're still making Forza believe that they're going B, but if you think about Forza right now, what has K23 done? They've always been waiting and then committing to A, so they're doing exactly the same time and time again, and on Mesa you have him on the B side, so it's full set on A, I would say. The best decision. K23 also careful about behind. This is just a stare down of nothing happening, right? Because there's no one flanking, but Forza also believes that it still could be B.
Yeah, let's see how this one is going to unfold. 41 seconds left. And Krad is here hiding inside of this bomb site. Will he get mollied out of position? It doesn't look like it just yet. But Jayo, how does he find him? That is absolutely phenomenal stuff. A 5 versus 4 right now, but so many players are on this A bomb side. How are they going to get this bomb down? They have to find these kills ASAP, and this is why it hurts me to watch players wait so long. But no way. Huh? This is working out? What?
Does kind of work. Shelfie down to 17 HP, and Almazer Waiting on CT spawn. He's getting tagged as well. 2 players down to low HP. Is Klex finding one more, but it's all left in the hands of Almazer. He's springing back in to the site, and it's 15-12 taken in the favor of K23. They're 1 away from closing this game out. And look at the economy for Force. I was just about to say it. They're in economy horror right now. This is not looking good, and this is the round you have to take. Otherwise, you're just gonna stop with this tournament. And K23, they're 1 round away from going to the semifinals, playing versus Luminar to secure themselves that boot camp spot.
And also a chance at winning this tournament, of course, in that grand final. But that boot camp is going to be very, very important for K23 if they can obviously get there. Forza still not out of it just yet. They have 2 rifles, a Deagle, an MP9, and an AWP. They will be playing with. That's what the doctor has ordered for them. Minute and 32 seconds left on the clock. But last round, I was about to start a rant about how they were waiting so damn long. It's working out for them. 1-for-1 trade here. 4v4. And now it's going to be Forza really focused onto the middle area. These guys, so much money. They could just drop it off over. Bogdan's Law, after all. Now K23 getting ready to hit this B-bomb site. This could be the final hit, but Almazer is in a very good position to find these multi-kills, especially against these low HP enemies. Look at the stack onto A. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, they're stacking A, and now K23 is going B. This could be horribly going wrong, but Almazer still finding one. Nate's in front of him. Gonna try and see if he can find himself this kill, stuck in a corner, getting pushed. Almazer gets away with a double, a triple in the round. It's all left in the hands of Jo, but he's gonna go down. Forces to survive one more time, right?
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal stuff there from Almazer with the MP9. Holding down the bomb site all by his lonesome with the SMG. Now 15-13. K23 are going to be playing for the next round. They will just have 1 full buy remaining to try to prevent this one from going to overtime. Selfie. Eagle peeking here. We get spotted. K23 looking to take this towards the A bomb site, but it would be quite a funny thing if with the Eagles they right now end up winning the round. But they does take out Rajin. Hey Jeff. Couldn't find anything just yet. Oh. Bounces off. Dio does take out Krat. Oh no. Is it 2 versus 3? This is entirely still possible. Jeff finds another 1 dig. Do see someone getting up long. Ah, he's gonna miss it. The visor. Why? Tell me why. Nice try though.
Yeah, 14 still taken, and I mean, I was a little bit scared because Zorti was switching weapons right in front when the visor was gonna push, but fortunately he didn't catch the timing, and in fact fell down, causing 15 to be on the counter now for K23. Still 14 for Force as well. Full buy versus full buy. Will it be overtime, or are we gonna get a 16-14 win? Raging could have started it off in a brilliant way, but will in fact not do so. The Visor's getting flashed up. He's gonna try to entry. The first kill taken, second one as well, and they're all falling apart. Force are falling down, and the Visor, the youngster, is finding 1 kill, but we gotta give it to Klex as well from getting that double. I thought the Visor did it all there, but Klex helped him out in a big way, and it's going to be a 5 versus 2. Forza need every one of the remaining members to step up, and that's only 2 players, so it's going to be a big task on those 2 shoulders. 2.5 kills needed each. And that's not something you do all day versus K23. This game should be over.
Yeah, it should definitely be over. 5 versus 2. This is nearly impossible to lose. And what a way to finish the game in. That aggression towards long. That takes balls. Rajin gonna take out Almazer. Now Shalfi in a 1 versus 5 position right now. What is he gonna do? Takes out 1. This position has been compromised. They know where he is. It's going to be awfully difficult for him to do anything, make anything of this. He's just waiting and waiting and waiting, hoping that opportunities arise. I don't feel like that is going to happen.
Molly comes in, Shelfie taken down from behind, and that's enough. 16-14 win here coming out for the K23 side. We'll take the 2-0 victory here to move on in this competition for just a little bit longer. Of course, they're gonna be
that kind of CT start, get warm in your clothes, get the feeling of the crowd, the presence, you know, get into that focus mode. So it was good to see him back, and I expect even more from him on a map like Mirage coming up.
Yeah, and you can see once he's finally warmed up, right, he's there to close out the game entirely, or the map entirely for his side as well, with a brilliant 1v3 as well. So again, Sprout really kind of just growing more and more into the game, whereas on the side of Big, perhaps a little bit more worrying, because again, we were singing Keto's praises in the previous map. He had a much more quiet affair on Nuke, and again, we saw that inner bomb side constantly being pressured and abused by Sprout.
And how important there, right, on that last kill is that patience he showed. He was not moving.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, you have to have that. It's basically to the point where you're just letting your opponent make a mistake and punish.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get a little bit over-eager, try to surprise because it's the correct way to play. Sometimes players, when they've played each other so many times, they kind of expect and try to throw them off by kind of wide peeking. You didn't do anything that. You just play the time and make sure.
And theoretically correct. And I think that's very, very difficult for someone who's not that familiar on a stage.
Well, let's see how it's going to go down on Mirage. We're going to a decide to see which team will be our first to the grand final after this short break.
Katsokaa kuinka Silva kuroi saittia samalla kun Henu kaataa aivan täydellisen kupillisen. Ei sinne kuppiin kyllä enempää mahdu. Yltsillä on tähtäin kohdalla. Viimeisenkin tulis osua ja osuuhan se. On se Myltsi vaan tarkka. Vielä jaksaa painaa jalkaa toisen eteen. Hopi hopi! Hyvä tempo päällä. Body yrittää pitää vielä tiiminsä pinnalla. 1-2 pommi on jo pläntättynä. Body löytää ensimmäisen saitilta. Sitten hakee vielä sitä viimeistä. Tän ensimmäisen kudin täytyy osua, nyt ei virheitä saa tehdä. Body tiputtaa vielä luolaan viimeisen. Löytää sieltä pimeästä se viimeisen pelaajan. Hakee vielä sen pommin savuista. Body otaisiko ottaa todella etelä hakemaan ne. Kaikki tarjotavat fragit.
Eiköhän tää riitä. Tulkaas nyt.
Red Bull gives you wings.
We have a solution for you.
We're going into Mirage. It's the third and final map. It's a decider map, and what I would say is a middle ground for these two teams, Devil.
No, absolutely. I think at this point it could go anywhere. It's a lot about what can Big throw at them early on. Can they get that big, head start that they usually do? Because they are incredibly good at getting those, especially if they start on like a T side. They're almost a team I would prefer to see start on a T side for some weird reason. Just because they have that kind of shock prep that you just throw rounds into, abuse your rotations correctly, and go be, being a master of the game. He's incredibly good at abusing those kind of things, especially against young players who might not have as much experience against anti-stress like that.
Yeah, and I guess this is where it comes in very handy to have a pretty experienced guy on your side as well for Sprout and Barry, right? Like, sure, he might have not reached the individual level of Gabi as a player himself, but again, he's been around for just about the same time and probably watched as much Counter-Strike as well. So I think he's going to be a vital part in just making sure that, people are level-headed and cool in the right moments, and also obviously having the good adaptations that might be needed, because again, it's not easy to play versus Big. We've seen this already in the quarterfinals in terms of like how good they were at switching things up versus 500 on Inferno, for instance. It's going to be a similar kind of battle, and what we saw with 500, they were not able to adapt in time, and that's going to be essential for Sprout.
Now, for the side of Big, right, when it comes into Mirage, I played it twice already here at Elisa, once against Harvu, once against Ents. What do you make of these? Because these games were one overtime, they only just got over Harvu there, and then the Ents game, they ended up getting obliterated on.
Yeah, but it's always a little bit like this. Group stages of tournaments are always so different than going to a playoff.
Okay.
I mean, even back in the days when I referenced Fnatic, we were never good on group stages.
No.
Never, ever. But we always, in playoff, it's kind of like that. You're like, we're safe,
Yeah.
Now we can
survive.
just relax and perform and have a good time in front of the crowd, because the group stages are the scariest, because it can feel like a disaster going out there. So I think those nerves can kind of settle in, especially in a group stage like this, when you just play, every game each after one another. So I think, now they're going to be much more confident, especially they bring their player back, and they have a performance on a map that they have not shown pretty much any good results except one in the past. So that's a huge deal for them. So I think they're going to be super confident going into Mirage.
Yeah, and I mean, on the Big side as well, like, results can be misleading. Obviously, yes, they did get trounced by Ents, etc. But the overtime loss versus Havu, people might look at that and think like, wow, they should have probably crushed Havu.
Havu's not a bad team.
Yeah, and then that's probably one of their better maps as well, right? And they have a very unique play style that actually fits pretty decently versus how Big likes to play around connector, with extremely like quick drop downs from top mid in towards con and that kind of stuff. So in my eyes, it's more like they were able to overcome that obstacle of a different play style.
So there's positives to take away from it, but guess what, guys? I've got something more positive to throw to.
Ooh.
I've got us a special man ready to bring some hype to the arena. That wasn't a special man.
And go.
Yo, Expo, what is going on tonight? I want to try what I did yesterday. That was pretty cool. One more time. Elisa. third and final one. Elisa! Hey, everybody give yourselves a round of applause, please. Guys, what an amazing semi-final, first semi-final that we have had so far. Sprout on my right, Big on my left. And what has it come down to? The third and final map of Mirage. The winners qualify to the grand final here at the Elisa Masters Expo 2022. Everybody in here, I want to hear you raise the roof. Are you ready? You make my job easy, and don't forget, after this, we have another semi-final. All right, Jay and Dweg, over to you.
Thank you, Parla. Yes, it all comes down to Mirage. Unexpectedly so as well, Dwayne. We thought Big were going to take their map pick. They didn't quite do it. And the question is, are Big bottling it now? Mirage, the final map of the series. How do we start to break this one down?
Well, we've seen Mirage a couple of times. We saw it in the group stage. I think for Big's sake, they're looking to return. They weren't all that happy with some of the results. So this is a chance in your home turf, your home environment of playing on stage, to kick back after losing map number 2.
For me, I'm taking a look at the more intricate details of how the last map played out and thinking that's going to carry forward into map 2, right? Because we obviously saw the reintroduction of Lorx into the server in place of Berry. Yes, again, he wasn't top of the board, but the impact you could see in the team differential made the difference for the first 6 rounds. They were able to close it out, take us this far to go towards Mirage as our final map of the series. And for me, I look at that being the major impact element here for the Sprout cap.
Well, if I give you any more confidence, Lorx is the highest rated player on Sprout on Mirage in the last 3 months. So that builds in a little bit more that going into this final map, this is often times where he's up at the top of the board. He is your X factor. He is your impact man.
And as I was saying before the break as well, right? Stair, obviously top of the board right now for Sprout in this entire series, doing work for his side. We saw some incredible moments from Refresh as well. And on the Big side as well, you have themselves with their stars and their elements and their confidence and their experience that will try and take the grand final position above Sprout. It is the last map of this semi-final, Espo. Okay, we'll warm into that, don't worry about it. Pistol round, Sprout on the CT side, getting challenged immediately by Tabson, who only gets 1 kill. Farthen able to respond all the same. Big involved in the mid control.
Yeah, quite a fair bit of pace going down towards that underpass area. They can now start bridging the gap, smoke off short. This is going to be a quick split into that B side. Now, Lorx is here by himself. It's all down to him to hold.
Glocks in Keto, charging straight forward. Lorx on the site. USP taps up Sin in an instant. Looking for Keto next. He's honed in heads. 3rd man facing. 4th man on the way. Lorx still fighting. 6 bullets in the mag and now has some backup alongside him. But Crimbo gets the trades alongside Farthen. And they close it down. Impressive shooting, but it is Big with the cohesion and the confidence to take the pistol.
And that just shows there from Big how much was kilted off of that initial fight. Down there at underpass, splitting down into B. Yeah, you have a sick hold. Yes, you've got an incredible anchor position coming through from Longs, but he's by himself. The rotates are still taking some time, and eventually the pressure just starts building down. Crimbo fights out towards that market door, over towards the bench control. He comes through with a double, and Big gets started. No force buy here from Sprout.
Of course, CT side means that you're not going to have a lot of money bases to work from off the back of a pistol loss, so harsh eco inbound for them. Rifles will be out for round 3. Big Mac 10 in for Sin to try and farm up the cash. And a very cheeky position held on Sprout set up towards the B side. The boost on top of the box, but not much else from Contact.
And Crimbo's playing his 100th map on LAN here in map number 3. What a way to be able to push that boundary to get into the grand final.
It's been his year, hasn't it? And stuff for his own right, and again, impacting the clutches over on Nuke. If there is any one of the X scenarios, keep your eyes on him. And the stack may pay off here for the CT side.
It's still going to be a tough one, even for Sim with that Mac 10. He can start ripping through.
Molly sent. They make their way out, seeing nothing. Mac 10 Sin does get slacked. At least they check that corner as well. Zyphon able to get 1 decent pick back. Farther than Keto able to return towards him and Stair. and it was a decent effort from Sprout. A good call in terms of the B stack, but the firepower just wasn't there.
Now, even though the win rates are quite similar between both of these teams during the last 3 months, the T-side win rate is very different. It's a lot more favored in favor of Big, so I wonder if that makes a little bit of a change in complexion as the series rolls on, as this map rolls on. Refresh tries to see if he can sneak his way through out from that market door, not to be.
Yeah, pistol loss, conversion not being gained either. But again, it was a harsh eco, so the guns will return from the CT side. So M4's in on 4. Fifth man of Refresh also going to follow soon. Not enough cash for the AWP just yet. Here we go. First gun round of Mirage.
And Long's top fragged in the server versus Big in the group stage. 28 frags and 21 deaths. We've seen what he was able to do on Nuke. And now you go into some even territory of Mirage. This could be his chance again. 2 players towards underbalk. Very quick in towards a mid stance from Crimbo.
AK set up. Up in ladder room. Being quiet about this position, as are the rest of the T defaults here for Big.
Now, even for Stare, he doesn't have an incendiary, so the only way that he can cancel a B-pop is putting a smoke down and try and reposition out to jail, out there towards a bench control. He's jump spotting for info as of right now. No one is going to be there on a quick rotate. This is a very heavy stack towards the A side.
Seeing the smokes being sent down as well, out towards the connector position, I think. Indicates some sort of play onto the A site for the T's, but it's all a ruse. The aggression of the CT forces should get that info.
Sten needs a multi. If he gets a 1-for-1, I don't think it will be enough in the round for Sprout to take it.
Smokes in the try hold off against him. Just waiting to receive T contact.
Even Crimbo's not seeing anything out towards connector when that smoke starts to clear. Stare can smoke it off, but Big might still commit.
Oh, that HG's perfect. A lot of damage done. Sin goes falling. Keto does respond towards it. He's also low HP. Longs on the back of the site here at Market. Molotov sent to his general position. The smoke might get in the way of it. But a bit of cover for himself to try and progress forward. The CTs are on the rotate.
And Sprout need to pick in quickly if they want to make this happen. Farford to get the bomb down. The reposition. Crimbo does catch off Long.
This back corner working well for Big in the pistol. Only good for 1 kill on Crimbo this time. Zyphon a re-smoke back out towards the back lines as Farven swings, supporting Tabson being tagged up low. 2v3, but there's such low HP across the T side, but Farven still sneaks forward and catches slacks off. Refresh now alone, probably the save.
Just knowing that he stuck out here towards ladder, the best that he could hope for is an exit frag. One of those retreating T-side players to escape the bomb blast. Big up to 3-0, and you compare that to Nuke. We saw Sprout off with the flying start. They were the ones that were up 6-0.
Now momentum initially going up to that ridiculous scoreline, that one-sided affair in the start of the map up was ultimately what was able to bolster up what was a confident win for them. Still only 3 rounds deep for Big, plenty of time for Sprout to recover. But this is the point where you start looking at those parallels, thinking how much is the concerning factor. Even Sprout themselves thinking about the concerns at this moment, taking a tactical pause early.
Zyphon trying to work out from that market doorway, but just not to be. Even Farfan on the post plant realizes the intent that the CTs are going to already be saving. Try and catch slacks as he moves back over towards CT spawn. Big out on Mirage, 5 wins and 5 losses in the last 3 months. They'd love to be able to make that win rate more than 50, put it into an advantage.
We've got to be using the time as appropriate again. Giving his boy a bit of discussion time, a bit of moment. Well, this has transitioned into a technical pause very quickly, though. So no more talking will be allowed. Either way, they've had their moment in. The question is what has been discussed over on the Sprout side.
And just knowing that we've got a third map, something that Big did not have in their best-of-3 series yesterday. It was a tidy little 2-0 against the Bulgarians of 500. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different series in the semis.
This moment's respite, we're on to a little bit more. Love that.
Bit aerial.
Yeah.
Nice to see him on the stage.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's close to.
We're gonna lay it down on the stage later.
Yeah.
They come find us after the show. A little bit of support for the Finnish teams. It's very early to derive any definitive advantages for either side. Again, Big have got the scoreline advantage, as you would expect, the 3-0. But again, Sprout will be on guns now.
Yeah, for all the Finnish fans as well, of course, the Finnish matchup tomorrow. Would love to see that. Ents Academy versus Harvu. We'll get to see Ariel on the stage. We saw the youngsters, Server, Whitey, Joissy, all down there on the stage yesterday watching on, trying to support Ents. They'll need your support. Great to see the Finnish crowd supporting the Finnish talent.
And then back in Sprout over the course of this one as well. This might be on a major back foot with a standing situation.
Where's the skeleton? Bring that back. It's got to be in here somewhere.
Now they're going to go hunting for it. They're going to get another great moment for the Twitter shares. Love that. Sprout. Intention in the air for them, being the ranking underdogs in the context of this matchup, and now with an opportunity to potentially make the grand finals. If you walked into this tournament and asked whether Sprout would be in the finals, you wouldn't have really thought that be the case, let alone the semi-finals for that matter. And here they stand with the best opportunity to do so. M4 is the only thing being brought in here by Refresh, and Eco around it, so hero rifle setup. Zyphon takes the early engagements down towards A side.
It did seem like there was a very early shift to a B stack, but now with presence being seen, they're going to bring that M4 back into the action. Try and set it up for a bait, a trade frag if possible. Big going to be hitting that M4 head on.
And a good smoke there from Refresh. Holds the back up. Holds his nerve over on the Palace entrance. The flash is coming over for Tabson. Set up his teammates to look in with the AK burst of fire. M4's also for Keto. Hunting, but not catching anything. Sprout passive.
I like this from Longs. He's already set up a backstab. They could have a little bit more of a gamble down here towards the A side. Try and get him from behind late rounds.
Smoke to the cross. Gap generated to the far side, not towards the near position. Refresh will still boost above it and actually does find an angle to play with, but not seeing anything. The teaser yet to move in. Zyphon's Deegan instead catches Keto aggressing. Out towards Sandwich, he's going to drop off, and Refresh will take the wider face, engaging against one, but Sin wins the fight alongside Farvan getting slacks elsewhere.
And this backstab still being set up, but you need more distraction. You need more tempo being made from CT Spawn. Try and bring that attention over.
Slow but sure from Lonks. Only a USP to play with, though. Zeus also being brought out, heard a footstep. Checked on Sin. Low HP for the man, but still the AK comes out for it. Important shot. Farvan still holds his nerve, and Lonks does not get much more for it. Giving us a few shenanigans, though, in that round. 4-0 still for Big.
Well, I didn't think I'd see a Zeus in the playoffs. Maybe it feels 500, but not to be.
Should be expecting more knife kills from 500.
Yeah, it would so. A nice little shot there from Zyphon. I mean, overall, it's an okay eco. You didn't have much investment. You had a couple of upgrades. You get 2 kills, so you got to look up to the next rifle. You got to end this streak quickly.
Damage compounding for Big, though. God be not happy with losing to a Zeus frag, even if it is very minimal in the grand scale of things to how this position holds for the Big side. Once again, getting involved as he always loves to do. Sprout back up on the rifles here. Chance to get started in this map up. They probably need this round, honestly.
They definitely do. The last thing that you want to do is give the favorites momentum on the last map in the series, because that's when Big can put a lot of pressure, start cracking mistakes to your opposition. And Sprout looking for that way in, and maybe it might just be the AWP combo. Slacks and Longs. Something that we haven't seen over the course of the series is the double AWPs. It makes sense now on Mirage.
So a lot more automatic weapons over on the first map. Nuke, obviously not a map that caters itself to the double AWPs. Mirage does do, though. Slacks set up towards the A site, Longs over towards B. Mid control taken by Refresh's M4, spraying through that smoke, indicating his position. And now repositioning himself towards the connector control.
And Refresh just jiggling down, hoping that anyone's going to walk through it or even up towards that short control. Even backing off towards that jungle area. Big getting a lot of freedom in mid.
Smoke sent, Incendiary's back, Keto watching on past the smoke. One will fade, the one up top con does not. Longs will get challenged for 29 HP. Charges forward of the AWP back into the apartments, needs to fall away from that short control as well.
No, he's low. He can reposition out towards market, maybe looking towards the window. Refresh, even keeping eyes on for any sort of jump up. Tabson's hoping for a reposition.
Eyes set on, turning away, no aggression from the CT side. See, Refresh is really tempted to do so, though. He's only pixels off of it. Tabson is thinking that he might be there. He jumps in towards the window with a flash support. Refresh can't get out of the murder hole, and that gives a kill up to Tabson.
What a flashbang, and now even deep towards CT spawn. Zyphon's gonna have to try and hold and back up the AWP.
Tabs is still working in against that AWP's backstab. Slacks does not stand a chance. Launch picked up as well with a quick turnaround. Stared with a trade, now Zyphon on site. Basically in a 1 versus 3 for now. Backup is on the way, and Keto's AWP will find his head now to stare in its own clutch. A true 1v3. Denying the bomb plot for now, but Farven very quick to respond back at Dark. It's 5 in a row for Big. A stellar start.
Now notice what happened in that round. You actually had Keto AWPing over Tabson. Now one thing that we saw in the group stage was Farfen was doing a little bit of AWPing and Keto was doing a little bit of AWPing. So now that we come with Mirage and the sort of pace that Tabson's trying to bring with the rifle, we might actually see the AWP on T-side get floated around a little bit.
A shot from Keto, catching Xiphon off in the back, thinking he was safe there towards stairs. He thought wrong. Pistols back in for the Sprout side. Big, the early start in this game, looking like a unit to be reckoned with. Sprout have fought hard to hold contest in this series despite being on the back foot from that first map. But so far in Mirage, very little seen from them.
And the last time that we saw Sprout in a semi-final on LAN was back in Valencia in July. 0-2 loss against Movistar Riders, and that's with the old lineup too. That's with Rouse and Speedy still into the mix, so that's what shows you how much time it's been since that portion. How there's been further roster changes, how there's been improvements to the lineup to this sort of level. Xiphon, jiggle peeking, Shadow Advantage to put the smoke down.
Diego will continue fighting, take shots behind the smoke, but ultimately yet to yield a kill for Sprout. Similar story for Big, but they've got the firepower advantage. They can continue playing passive in this case. Just wait for the right time to strike.
A bigger setting, a lot of slow tempo, but Refresh sets that 5-7 up to an aggressive maneuver, and Farfen, well, pays the price for it.
Deagle back as Xiphon still looking to strike in from the site. Incendiaries onto the CTs as well. Taps up, Crimbo tagged up, does get a kill back on Slacks, but Lawks comes up with the Deagle to return frag. AK in for Tabson, swing back from the player on site itself. Molotov's into him, should force him out in the open, give Tabson an easy second pick, and a 3-on-2 advantage with the site now being gained by Big.
And this just looks like it's going to be another map where you're going to have to deal with Tabson. Lawks out of the corner towards CT. Sends it up with the sin, and that's come out of nowhere. The aggressive walk forward towards back triple, and the spray transfer creates 3.
You were right when you said it came out of nowhere. No one saw that coming. Watch it again. Drink it in. And there's the impact again, soaring to the top of the board for Sprout for Lawks. Tactical to recompose themselves because they've just found a hell of a start on their CT side.
We all remember looking at Longs back in some of the Elisa Invitationals playing with Nexus. How it feels only so short ago that he was there and now moved over to the international scene. Been on this lineup now for about 6 months. And it looked like they were just going to give respect. Looked as if they were going to play it cautiously towards CT spawn. And Sprout find their first.
That they do. Big. Still able to buy back into the AWP though on Keto. Mid control for the first phase. Slack's going to challenge him. Smoke's in the way of the contact. Still holds his nerve towards the stack angle, so the nade's being sent. The stacks do very little damage with how much HE damage could have come through as well. 3 of them sent back there. It's a massive waste, but Big. That's unfortunate.
Well, they're hoping that the AWP's down there at the bottom of the stairs, aren't they? Refresh even getting flashed in towards top mid just to peer for some info. Now, Keto has been back passive. They probably won't pincer again towards top mid after that initial start.
Rotate back away from spawn. We're thinking of getting away from that mid position. AWPs of Keto still holding out for aggression. There was a prod forward from Sprout, but outside of that, they've gained no further aggression in that mid control.
Tabson out here leading the pack towards the apartments. You've got the jump spotter once again in Stair. He's got to be the one to slow this down once more, but it might not be on a full-on commitment. You've still got 2 lurkers towards A.
HG's holding, ready to do some damage. Got smokes being sent out by that 1T side player on towards the set piece, trying to indicate that there's going to be an A play. Draw attention back. Molotov sent. A bit of a gap in that first smoke, though. So they're thinking that there might be something a little bit awry here. 2 players to still hold down the B site. 1 player, 2 players jumping out. Not being seen yet. Long's going to wait for his chance to strike, and Stair gets a lineup. Look for the triple as well. Perfect follow-up for Sprout now.
It just shows how patient they are to not over-rotate, how they don't get scrambled there at all. Crimbo and Farfen try everything to over-rotate them, to force them off of B and over to A. Not to be. Sprout came in with some X Factor with their first round. Now it's clean in for the second. You've got double AWPs, you've got AKs being saved in, and you've got confidence behind you.
Two in a row now for Sprout, mounting up a CT baseline. Getting 3 AKs as well for that. Only one of them actually being saved forward. And a lot more firepower with how many dropped on the center of the B-bomb site itself. You could see the sequence from Stair. Look at the patience that he held to get both of these headshots. And then getting the third man at Keto. Lightning fast adjustments, well played there from him. And now Big are down to the half, actually force invest, excuse me. MAC-10s are coming through for them.
A Big, got to try and put a lot of emphasis forward for themselves. Maybe a pacey round, think about the arch smoke, sending it into B. You've already got the first smoke from Spawn.
Lawrence thinking of getting up on the boost up for his teammate. He doesn't quite duck down though. They're going for a fast rush in. The AWP might feel a little bit more pressured. Slacks does strikes there, does get his 1 kill and 2 alongside Slacks' AWP double. They rip apart Big pretty quickly here. Sin's AK can't even get a casualty. Damage done to a couple players, but all 5 alive for Sprout. 3 on the trot.
And just start working with it. You saw a slight little cancel. That AWP doesn't quite get up on the boost straight away, so you just move away. Don't try it a second time. You'll get caught off guard with the timing. And Big. This has been 3 losses in a row for them, and now without the money, Sprout can just continue diving forward.
Double orbs back in for Sprout. Slacks and Lonks. Bringing them in as appropriate. Of course, they had it in the previous round as Eco Pistols out for Big. Deagles still able to strike though. Sin catches that first headshot. Really Slacks one enough this time to connect to refresh back to take another challenge. The teams are backed away from the mid contact.
And now over towards the B side, they can start that prod again. Stair just jump spacing, allowing Longs to be able to rotate in. Big. It might be another one of these fakes, because again, you've got the bomb outside of A, plenty of time to work with.
Shots ringing out, nice nade. Tabs and Sid and Crimbo all getting tagged down. Tabs in the center of mass. 30 HP for him. So you have to see a pit back here from the CT side, but they are getting closer to finding them.
HE placement out there towards ramp, comes in closer. And now look at the reposition. You got refresh out towards connector. Zyphon back here from CT, just spotting for info.
Yeah, Farben tagged. Dropping in towards the site. Zyphon leaning forward to that M4 refresh. His own M4 finds a kill at Con. Sees where Sin is. Gets the revenge frag for Slacks' death and makes it a triple. An easy one against the Pistols. Farben gets 1 more to return. Make it somewhat expensive for the CT side, but with 3 players still alive, it's all Gucci in the hoochie for the CT forces.
Here's something you might like, Jay. The last time that Sprout were in a grand final in an international LAN was 3 years and 2 days ago, with a very different looking lineup. Speedy, Farfen, Cirrus and Keto and Dennis, 2 players that are now on Big. They'd love that opportunity to get to a final again.
What event was that?
DreamHack Open Atlanta.
Wow. Again, Sprout wouldn't have counted on the idea that they would have gone so deep in this tournament. They're evening up the board, but Tabson is finding a cheeky kill against Slacks. A leg shot game for that AWP on short, and the AK can win the fight back. Zyphon's now seeing them exiting out of the ramp control. Molotov sent to his position as Refresh tries to challenge. Lineup potential, gets away with a peek ahead. Farben does get that kill in the end, but now Zyphon charges forward for the first. Unawares of the players close on the bomb site. The Molotov's getting in the way of the contact from Sin. Sprays awkward. Farben gets that kill anyway. It's a 4-on-2 for Big.
Esther's gonna have to fight, try and make some space happen, and Sin gets dropped in. There's a player behind him too.
That's 1 pick. Needs 3 more, trying to deny that bomb, but runs out of ammo on the wall bang. The AWP now smokes in Vestair, getting up on top of the ticket booth as well. Might provide some cover for them.
And Longs is hoping for an overface, but look at the patience. Big just aren't peeking, are they?
Not moving at all, don't have to. Time is on their side. Burst forward, the M4 tapping, trying to bait them forward. Oh, the shoulder! The slightest of angles. A pixel gap for Longs to take. And now it's a 2-on-2. Crimbo rotating back and Tabson looking in. Doesn't see him on the defuse back. The spray through on a smoke. Kill found. He lines it up so perfect. Tabson has been pretty much perfect this entire series long, and it's no different for that round.
And we saw Tabson out of the group stage be the 6th highest rated player. Ended up dropping 50 kills in that best of 3 against 500 yesterday. 28 kills on Nuke and 22 on Inferno. We've now seen that consistency again. Just stepping up in the post club, making sure there's no denial of a round steal.
Just knows where those positions are, exactly where that bomb was planted. Rebuy back in for Sprout. Hahn invested the double orbs back in play for them. There's a little bit of cash in reserve for a couple players. Big whittling down the HP and the money line here for Slacks. The kill gets found. Sin able to follow suit with a trade back. Zyphon can't get it responsive, so it remains at a 4-on-4.
Zyphon still looking out in case there's a walk forward from Palace. It's all a matter of timing on when Farfan starts to act. He might have to wait for tabseN to start creating some space in con.
So what he's doing, leaning forward, they think they're safe. Zyphon hides though, does not take the challenge towards the ramp control or connector for the time being. Refresh Incendiary down instead.
I like this position coming through from tabseN, just holding the sight line towards top of connector. Try and see if you can bait a reaction. Is anyone going to get re-aggressive towards the stairs? Is anyone going to fight back in just to try and make an info play towards mid? Now, while that's happening, you've got two players that can come in from underpass or at least show presence to the apartments.
Stair jump facing again, the HE in hand. The crack angle can get gained, he sees it, puts it up. That's very nice, but doesn't get Sin still.
tabseN's going to try and get him in market late round. He's going to try and get in behind them.
Smokes in, trying to indicate they hit. Two players remain on the site, but two stay back towards the A play, thinking there might be a rotation, there might be something more going on here. Molotov sent on short indicates so, but tabseN's already found Lorg's position, and now they make their way up. Refresh up high, spray lines up, 2 and a 3K in fact. With the low HP of Sin providing the second kill, it's tabseN now alone. 17 seconds to get the clutch in on the site. It's Zyphon creeping around to catch his frag and catch the 5th for Sprouts.
And when it looked like tabseN had actually made the right call, you have the idea of faking the B site, bringing that bomb back down towards underpass. He's trying to mimic the over rotations, cut them off from market, and he does that with a kill. What he doesn't do, though, is open up A. Refresh, height advantage towards the top of CT ticket, and then the unknown entity is Zyphon from default. Big taking a tactical. This is 5 out of the past 6 rounds being won by Sprout.
Big have contested every single one, though. And their T side is rocking.
The issue is the plants, though, Jay. Even though the rounds are competitive, if your plants aren't coming through, it's buy eco, buy eco, buy eco.
Bit of a float in the cash amounts though, Glenn. What do you make of this money line? Is this a buy or an eco?
I think it's maybe a hero, actually. You maybe get someone like Keto down towards an AK armor, upgrade a couple of pistols around it. It shouldn't be a buy.
Looks like it's just going to be mostly pistols out for them. Farfan has bought a scout though. There's a little something to work with there. There's surely nothing major for the T-side line. They will work their way into an eco basis. And for Sprout, they have lost a number of picks to the Deagles, so I'm not counting big out of this round just yet. Scout involved here for Farfan. Oh, and that's the point I'm proving. tabseN opens it up.
And this could be pacey. Try and recover that weapon, get themselves out towards connector. Now you've got the M4 to play with from tabseN. He keeps jiggling down in case the orb's repositioned out.
Now they've got an automatic. Sprout have HEs, using one on Farfan to 19 HP he'll go. tabseN will continue to charge up, one of 2 players with Kevlar. The right man is set up with the M4, and he sees a second player, but Zyphon wins the fight.
Now, Slacks is aggressive out to the apartments, and he's not seeing anything. He might be able to catch him out from underpass. Does get baited.
Oh, Sin swings forward, though. That Deagle's still able to strike. So many of these hand cannons in play for the T side. Lorg's on site, tagged up, trying to get towards the diffuser, but ultimately loses his fight towards Sin. Crimbo comes up good with the orb, and Zyphon is left alone. Indeed, this deco works out well enough here for the T side line. Zyphon's such low HP, Farfan cleans it up. And that is a steal for Big.
An incredible steal that keeps it back and forth. You think about what the investment came down, how important that first drive-by was from tabseN at top mid into connector. And then even the likes of Slacks, he's actually quite aggressive in that position. If you get baited, you're out in the open. He tries to reposition down, but that orc just gets caught by Sin.
Deagle's just too good here. Rifles recovered, and now Big are back in control. A reinvestment from Sprout will still come out here. They prod their way towards mid, and initial smokes come down towards connector position. HE sent. tabseN looking for the engagement. Spotted one of the gap in a smoke there, but unable to capitalize upon the full-on kill. Meanwhile, Zyphon waits for contact. Slacks his orb, picks up one. Crimbo and Sin get involved, but Zyphon hesitates no longer. Gets a kill back to a 3-on-3. Needs to win next against Keto, but he can't quite seem to do it.
His consistency has been up there. That AWP on this T side has been clinical in these trades. And now for this round, there should be nothing. This should be an instant save, not even looking for exits.
SMG and M4, though, it's not a lot to save in, especially for Stair. Try and look for an exit frag back here at the mid window. The backstab also inbound from Long, so they are setting up something.
That wrap stab. tabseN, oh, doesn't even see it. Why would you expect him there?
Couldn't react in time for Lonks. Stair left alone, let's try and grab another rifle. M4 saved in for certainty this time. And Big will grab 8 to turn over their T side. T side is something we discussed a little bit over on that nuke dwag, and I have to wonder, with the half now going the way of Big, are Sprout's chances going down the toilet here?
And there might be. They really might be. Because I look at Big, and so far in this event, Jay, the maximum amount of rounds that they have won on a T side is 7. Whether that be in the group stage, whether that be in the playoffs, whether that be in this series already. So the idea that you might be looking at double digits on the T side, that's got to be the best performance yet.
100%. Sprout might need something a little bit special here. M4, of course, save for Stair, the hero weapon in the eco basis. Does find one pick, that's a start. Tabson down. Significant players to remove in this round for the big side. They make their way towards the A site anyway. Harsh that back of the rotations, and Stair is still looking for picks for that M4. Flashes in against him, refresh will fall.
And now Farfan makes it a couple, starts continuing that pace out towards the jungle control, and even spotting the player out to Ninja. And that's just the reaction for Big. You lose a pick out in mid, you start getting aggressive, you start executing that tempo towards A. Stair with the M4 still finds another. This could still be on.
Oh, Long's Deagle strikes as well. Kito's all picked back. Oh! He gets his own Deagle shot and closes a fantastic hole in the A site itself. You thought a spanner was thrown in there by Sprout, but Big continued to hold solid.
Oh, Kito's putting on a show, mate. He is putting on a very good effort here in map number 3. Just went Lorgs. Oh, the spin around.
Jeez. Kito has been on fire in this series, and not even at the top of the board. Some of the stuff he's done for Big has certainly been impactful, and now he charges forward to the AK. Prodding out towards the A site for a quick rush to close the half. Big looking to end on a quick and confident note. Refresh looking for some sort of trade back, looking to open up this round in the midst of the fire. Gets that first kill. Tabson and Sim with a responsive.
So much pace down here towards A. Now Lorgs has got a gap in the smoke, and Zyphon's got a backstab.
Enforce leans in, being checked out. Not entirely. Tabs a quarter reload. That's a 3-on-3.
And they know exactly what's going on. Boost up towards CT. No chance of the bomb being planted just yet.
Can't see anything above that smoke either. Longs making some noise. Leans in, Sandwich did not see the player that's out there. Zyphon now leans forward, but Zin is ready for him. Stair now up, can catch the bomb carrier. Farfan with a trade back though. It's all Longs again. 10 kills so far in this map up. And he rotates away to find a different angle of play.
He's got to try and reposition, play out from jungle, out towards connector. He's got to give himself a chance of isolating these individual duels. And even for Farfan, he's got another smoke. He can use this on the post plant to waste time.
It was a risky plant there, down over towards the open position. You can see it open up there for connector. Walks. Leaning forward, M4, AWP covers it, and Crimbo closes out the half, 10-5 up for Big.
And it just shows that opening start, how much that meant, Jay, to give themselves that sort of security and a 10-5 half. I don't know if any team can come back here like that against Big.
Well, leaning into the T side, Sprout have got some worries. Will they bottle it at the last hurdle? We'll find out after the break.
We have a solution for you.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Big are only 6 rounds away from the grand finals of the Elisa Masters Espo 2022 at 10-5 up on our final map on Mirage Dweg. Man alive, what a performance it would be for them, especially considering what Sprout were able to do on the second map, their own map pick, bringing it back on the T-side basis. There's a lot of work to do still. They've done it once before, but big, man, you can feel the hunger in their side.
You can, and it's been a while since they've been in a grand final, on LAN, in an international event. It dates back to January of 2020 at DreamHack Open Leipzig, with Xantara still on the lineup. 2 years coming up to 3 since they've been in a grand final. This is their chance now.
This is the pistol round, our final pistol of this series. Refresh. First man up, smokes in the ready for Crimbo. HG sent towards Apps, perfectly placed. That's a ton of damage with Sin support as well. USP looking for the taps, can't quite find that opening kill. He's being chipped away. Finally, it comes forward for Tabson to open up the half against Lorgs as Crimbo holds towards the backside. Sin is picked up, Keto will drop. Crimbo can't hit a bullet, pull out of ammo, and drops towards Zyphon's double. Father now alone. And Sprout will look to pick up the pistol. 1-on-4 for the lone CT. No kit in for him either. Surely this does not happen.
And an impressive return coming in there from Sprout, being naded down to such little amounts there in the apartments. They come through and start ripping with the entries. And Faffin's got no hope. 1v4's not presenting Sprout a lifeline to start off the second half.
And a T side that need to mount up on the comeback. These Farmer get the one pick back, returning some damage again, looking for heads, looking to try and take this Kevlar away if possible. Not a mass amount of the Exodus eventually does fall back to save his own Kevlar, as it will be Sprout with the 6th round now on the T-side basis. And T-sides were a bit of a talking point in the second half of Nuke as well. Blake, we mentioned how it's only a tiny average there for Sprout, was still able to bring it back and turn that map towards the 3rd. So the question is it a similar story here for Mirage?
And it's 1 round to get started, but I think the rifle round will give us a big picture. That will give us a tell of exactly where he sits. From Farfan's point of view, Jay, he ended the group stage as the 47th highest rated player, and now he's turned it around in the playoffs. We saw a decent performance against 500. We're seeing an even better performance here against Sprout, and out on Mirage, he's leading by example.
Forced back in for Big meanwhile. Scouts in. Farlan trying to engage that first contact, did not see the player past that, dives out of the way, holds position at the edge of the sniper's nest.
And just for Big, it's all about being able to start off on the right foot, opening kill, opening information, anything in a round like this. Now they've smoked off, it shows that they want to get aggressive with a nade stack to top mid.
2 of them sent up, and they do catch Stair. Stair caught Farben on the way out of it though. So even standing is Big, but with Crimbo the same.
Now, Longs could have had a timing of trying to walk out to the apartments. He opts against it. May have heard some of these footsteps rotating away outside to the marker control. There's actually only 1 on B to defend for Big.
5-7 standing for Crimbo. Molotov sent, smokes go down. Man tucks himself in as the Molotovs do go over. They make their way forward. Longs the first contact individual of Sprout. Refresh gets the kill on Keto and actually forces the rotation back from the T side.
And this is a smart call. Now you still got Sin out towards CT Spawn that can try and deny that bomb from going down from Connector. And now even Tabson are looking for the scout.
Oh, what a shot towards Longs. The Eagle comes out as well. And the 5-7 waits and baits, waiting for the T's to get closer to the bomb site. Can they see him? Can they read him? At long range, they can deal with him, certainly. Advantage now for Sprout as they gain the bomb site.
Sin just had to fight, and so does Tabson out towards jungle. He gets connected. Zyphon drops him, and Crimbo, and this 5-7 wouldn't be able to do it. Might have to opt even for the save.
Try to take a fight at least, catch that scout, get out of the way. 19 HP for him against Zyphon's 4, and was a close enough kill. But the other 2 are the big concern in that one. So it will be a 7th for Sprout to follow up against the force buy of Big.
And think about what this would mean for someone like Sprout, not only to beat the side of Big, but to get into the grand final, because they've had to make some changes. Parting ways with Speedy, I mean, he's your rock of your team. He's your experience factor. Parting ways with Rouse as well. And signing Zyphon and Refresh back in August. Only a few months from where we are here today. And this would be the event to say, right, it's worth it. That change was for the better. You've made the major. You're now here in Elisa, and a chance to try and press you all the way to the grand finals.
Still early doors, only 2 rounds deep in this half, both of them going the way of Sprout. 3 more needed to catch up towards Big. You'll get one of them for free right here. Be a harsh eco around this scout, maybe an upgrade or two, but nothing major from the CT side.
And just knowing for Big, they've got the security of this 3-round buffer. And it should only be 2 after this one, but even Tabson with the scout, some upgraded pistols, you're hoping that you can save in a rifle, try and get some damage down.
And that scout leans forward. Long's about to give him a fight. Evades the shot. Just barely, though. That was a risky play.
That's what Big need in this sort of round, though. Bit of risk. Even Sin up towards the top of Connector could get hunted down. That back 10 wants to fly.
Gets the kill for it. Tagged up to 23 HP, though. Leaning back in for more. Double up found. Triple in the round. Not quite allowed by Farvin. The refresh does the trade on Keto. Knows where the last player is as well towards that jungle position. Crimbo catches one out towards the side. But A is completely open, so the bomb will cross and will get planted.
And now you just look for exit frags. Try and see if anything presents itself in the round. That scout comes in close to denying the bomb.
Couldn't stand in the fight for too long, though, so Farman backs off. The plant should be secured by Zyphon. Protected from CT. The CTs are backed up. Galil and Scout going into the next round for Big. It will be 8 for Sprouts. They make it 3-0 to start off the half. Pistol and conversions truly going their way.
And it's good to see the step up from Zyphon, because I think he was fairly quiet in map 1, didn't show us everything in map number 2. He's normally a highlight individual, and I think in the 3rd map he's actually grinded very hard. Him and Stare have been consistent. They've been the 2 front runners and maybe the difference makers to bring this comeback even further towards them.
Escaping with 3 players alive for Sprout. Money can build. Not in the most confident fashion in the world, of course, but still building nonetheless to build up the basis. That should enable their map up here, enable their T-side half. But the big challenge is the gun round. You mentioned it off the back of the pistol, Blake. That's where we start to get an indication of how far Sprout can go here.
And this is where you've got to imagine for Big, what have they got up their sleeve? Is it a nade stack? Isn't it aggressive duel? Because I think about the CT side of Nuke, think about what Tabson was doing outside, getting on top of Credit, getting out to T-Red, getting outside. It might be actually something high tempo where they get full frontal. Even Farfan's decided to pick up the AWP this time.
Flash is sent up. Farman tagged up quite heavily to a nade, I believe. Damage return on towards launch here as the flashes come over and Tabson tries to swing. Farman catches one. Tabson with one of his own. Can't double up and Slacks returns 2 back into 3-on-3. And behind the plume of the HG also finds Crimbo. Flashed off for Farman. Gets away. That AWP is known here though.
And Farfan's just got to try and hope that it doesn't get spammed up in the process. Get some assistance from Keto back out from spawn towards Ticket. Zyphon, if Farfan stays here and this smoke starts to clear, all the advantages here for the AK.
Only they had a HE, then Farfan would fall easily. AWP still hunting for them, the gun barrel sticking out, but not spotted there by the player at bottom mid. Zyphon is trying to one out for him though. There's an inkling that player might be there. I think he's seen him now.
Molly, no, he's gone up. Nothing that Farfan could do, has to fight. And straight to the hands of Zyphon.
Smart call. A pixel was all he needed. And a kill is what he'll find. Keto, 1-on-3. Just got to hope they play towards the A-side and he has one of those magical 1v3s that we've seen from Big so far in this series.
And this is very familiar to what we saw on Nuke in that second half, Jay.
Yep.
We know that Sprout averaged 4 rounds on the T-side of Nuke. It's 6 on the T-side of Mirage. It's not many.
Keto going to try and make sure they stop at 3. 27 seconds, bomb on site. Denied. Keto swings in, catches Zyphon. Slacks goes dropping. Maybe it's not going to be so easy for Sprout, but Stare still gets his headshot, climbs the stairs, and climbs his way up to 9 for Sprout.
That's a good effort coming through from Keto. Good patience for him to be out there towards CT spawn. Thinks about the idea of him being able to aggress out towards triple.
I love that. Did his best to try to adjust so much that he left his mouse fall on the floor. Always go with wired mouse, kids. How close did this get for him? Frustration on his face, I'd imagine, at certain points.
What a flick.
Stare, the adjustment so perfect. And had he missed that, I imagine that kill goes the way of Keto. I imagine we'll be sitting at 11-8. Instead, it's 10-9 for the big side.
And just think about Stare too. Has less than 70 maps played on LAN. He's here in a semi-final against Big, and he's putting on such a showing in map 1 and in map 2. You're right about the frustration there from Keto. Not happy about losing that one at all. But it's about responding because they still have the lead.
Broken half by Hero Scout on M4. Tabson flashing his teammate in. The 5-7 looking for close quarters combat against Longs, and he wins it against Stair as well. Keto caught with a smoking hand, but Refresh is so tagged. Tabson finishes him, tries to double up, but Zyphon holds the trays. Still a 3-on-2 for Big here as Sprout try and make their way into the A site.
Rotates coming quickly. Even Farfan gets mollied out in the open, has to start retreating. Now he's got a crossfire being locked out towards Connector. They're going to have to start fighting and getting map control just to get the bomb down.
Slacks his eyes, set to Stairs. And the Siege is going to attack from that primary angle. Molotov's in towards jungle, will force one back. CT is the big concern though for Sin. Scouts involved, shots ringing out, and now the Deagle looks to strike for Sin. Tagged up a little bit, forcing them to try and challenge their own right. They're both tagged up. The Deagle spams. Zyphon just about wins out one fight, but needs to get two more, and he knows that they're watching this cross.
What does he do? Get up high, try and fight these individuals. He's got to try and offer up the bomb plant.
That's what he'll do. Down a danger, Crimbo and Farvin leaning in slowly, grouping up. Could be a lineup for Zyphon. They're going to spread apart. Crimbo watching the Deagle when he connects it. Big fighter steal again. And these steals, these force buys, these hero rifles, these anti-ecos that Sprout are not able to convert. These are going to come up to haunt them if Big can take this series.
So that's your first loss in the second half. That's the streak ended, and it starts off with Keto. This 5-7 up close and personal, turning away from the flash and just reaping the kills in there with a double. Sin and Crimbo work off one another back in towards the A site. And for Sprout, the one thing that they can at least think about is in the rifle v rifle rounds, we've done better. We just need to try and keep ourselves in the game. 2 rounds the difference. Mac 10 even down for Refresh.
Could catch Crimbo lacking a helmet in his department, but everyone else is going to be protected against that smoke scene. Incendiary's in against the smoke scene, flown out towards that mid control. One player diving down. Crimbo now ahead of the underpass entrance is being suppressed. The T's will not move up there themselves. Crimbo now provided a bit of utility to support the mid take. He'll see nothing past Stack. They'll all back off.
Now, Crimbo was hoping for a fly out towards top mid, a real aggressive approach coming through from Sprout, and it just doesn't happen. So because of that, you use the utility between you and Farfan, you get out of trouble, you get back up to connector to safety. Now it's a regroup from Sprout. We haven't seen much over towards the B side from them in this second half.
Minute and 10. Big. Still want to prod for that mid position here. You see Tabson starting to walk up. Snare's ready for it, though. Is he ready for how close the man is, though? Looking for some flash assistance. It will come in for Farvin. Tabson swinging for it. 2 to find. Gets 1. Doesn't quite get the second. Trades from Farvin and Lornix also come up good. So it's a 3-on-3.
Now, Crimbo hasn't backed off. He's still out here towards connector. He deals with Longs. That could drop the bomb. That could cancel the round.
Meanwhile, Keto's pressing in from ramp. Crimbo. Crosshairs a little bit too low for it. Footsteps heard by Stair. No adjustments in the smoke. Just come up ahead. Zyphon does find Keto, but close quarters. And Stair still lands it with a no-scope. Sin now alone on short. Stair was on 1 point of health as well. How close they got to winning that round.
And for Sprout, it shows more of an emphasis, more of a control in the second half for them. Sin can't do anything. And for Big's sake, you think about the idea that you've got a 3v3, you've got Crimbo in towards connector. It looks as if you've got everything in the right place, all the pieces to siphon off one another, and instead, Stair comes through with the no-scope.
A beauty of a shot. One that saved Sprout. Brings them back to 10. The similarities between this and Nuke are just so prominent here. Mirage. The final map of the best of 3, and Sprout are fighting hard to deny Big their glory in the finals. Within 1 of the leads. Just 1 to go to equalize. And Big know they will be pushed up against it. They know they got Sprout on the rope, similar story. Pauses are coming through. Tactical for Sprout, their 3rd one called here.
And Sprout know what it's like to be in series where they're close quarters, where they come down to the wire. Even take the group stage as a prime example. 5 best of 1s played, 3 of which went 30 rounds or more. They have had a lot of tight series against opposition. And against Big, you can just feel as if this second half has bringing a lot to the table and a lot to start transitioning the deficit into a lead.
11-10. Big still in control, but only just. Sprout looking to snatch it away from them at this stage. Guns are being brought back, but not in a full force buy. Half invest of a kind. Money down to about $1,900 on the float. A little bit lower for Tabson and Keto. M4 AK Scout in play. Upgrade pistol set as Slacks hopes for the first shot in at apartments.
Deep HE coming through from Crimbo. That's a little bit of tag up damage. Now we know how solid Big have been on these half-buy rounds. This is something that Sprout are gonna have to think back on how they adjust themselves. You've got Tabson looking out towards top mid, not seeing anything at all. They've given full mid respect.
Maze Incendiary sent up stair. And Slacks holding in mid control. The AWP watching, waiting for aggression, which he might be about to receive. Crimbo posted around the corner, but will not face with this 5-7.
And this is very clever here from Big. Maintain the mid stance, have Tabson looking down towards underpass, try and bait Crimbo out in the open.
Flash in, oh, close quarters, he saw him. Backs off. AWP trying to provide some cover with the flashbang support as well. Should get the man involved. There's many more players than just this one man, and they're all going to line up for stair. Only gets the one pick for it. Now backup has arrived with the bomb on its back.
And this is a lot of time stalling, but Slack still finds it, but the bomb gets dropped out in the open. He's got to find more, and Sin, he actually steps up to the plate towards Sean.
Not the first time Slacks has been caught in a jump face, trying to dive behind the stack cover. Losing his life for it, and now Big are in control. Bomb in the open, 3-on-2 for them, and 30 seconds, less than that for Sprout to play with.
And Zyphon's got to get back in a connector. He's got to give an avenue of that bomb to get over to A.
Farben does get caught off, sprays a bit manic, however. Molotov in should force that man into the open, try and get the kill back. Bomb has been recovered, he tries to cover off the rotations as well. The carrier trying to get to the site, but Farben lands a shot and attack towards Lungs, who barely gets to the plant position, but Tabson was also rotating from the B site. And he grabs the round of steel on the half-buy for Big.
And how do they do it? Again, Jay, another one of those steals. And for Sin, we've seen him have a quiet series. 24 frags on map 1 and map 2 combined. That might be one of the most massive rounds that we see from him all day so far, because that keeps them involved. You're not in a tied-up scoreline. You've got AKs to work with, and now you've got another rifle round where it's not a rifle round on the other side.
Hero rifle instead. Zyphon's AK set in as part of a passive default. Sprout have taken a major setback now in this matchup. Might lead towards guns in the next round. Lost bonus will be in tatters for them though. A steal would be ideal for them, but it's no guarantee, not even likely at this moment.
And they might be able to try a walk contact. You got Longs trying to see if he can keep his head ducked down, come out of the apartments. Might be able to drop this first.
If he can find the angle though. On the boost position, trying to watch out the site itself. Meanwhile, Tabson fights onto that hero rifle. Zyph on the full. Refresh picks up the AK. But no Kevlar for him or for anyone else on the T, so they're going to be ripped apart by these guns here on Sprout. HE sent. Keto gets his kill. Spokes up and all, 5-on-3, the P250 trying to get something, but Crimbo puts him down. Stair, quick to follow suit, Slacks alone, 1-on-5. The perfect round from Big. And back in the lead by 3.
And this has been a map defined with streaks, Jay. Defined with rounds in a row being gained. It was the 5-0 start, then answered back with 4. I look at this position for Big and say, is this going to be a streak? Is this going to be one to get it over the line? You've already got 2 in a row. You can make it more. Back onto the rifle. Look at what the case is. No AWP out from Slacks. A Mac 10 down for refresh. Big win this, and you probably make your way into the grand final.
You almost guarantee match point here. It's 5 match points it would be at this stage, so you're probably right about that assessment. But at a minimum, it would be 15-10. Big on the precipice of glory here in the semis. Sprout trying to put a stop to that. They've been doing so well up until this point. But a couple rounds go back to the favor of Big, and now they're on the ropes again. They need this round desperately.
I'm surprised about the passiveness, to be honest, here from Sprout. One of the things that they were so successful with on the T side of Nuke was those pace changes, those real aggressive rounds with high tempo. Haven't seen much of that towards the mid stance on Mirage. Instead, you've got a lurk from Zyphon out towards Palace, Lonks down here towards Underpass. Everybody else trying to see if they can regroup with the bomb outside of A.
2 on the side defensive. Third man in from Connector, going to see smokes coming his way, so we'll be suppressed back. Keto, meanwhile, AK to engage against the Mac 10, does some dink down damage. He's low HP, but still looking for a fight against Lax, which he will win out. Sin gonna smoke off from Dark and hold a crossfire with his teammate at stairs.
Look at the rotates though. They've already got 3 on A, and Zyphon's gonna fall to Tabson.
Now Lawrence moves up. AK involved in this one. Not quite catching Tabson. The engagement does find a 3-on-3 though. Smokes down, flashes over, needs to get into the site desperately. Back up in from mid and in from ramp. The bomb will make his way forward.
They got to deal with Sin. He's still out here towards underbound.
AWP sprayed up by Farm, and Sin still gets his kill. Molotov's ascent. Stair needs his pick, but Crimbo comes in with support, and Slacks can't do anything in the clutch. 14-10, back-breaking round on Sprout. Big closing in on the series win.
And the stand-in of Sin in these last handful of rounds of Mirage has shown us the glory, has shown us the reason why Big have got that extra strength, the extra composure to move it into a grand final setting. 3 more, 2 more, and an eco, Jay.
Surely this should spell the end for Sprout. Look at that nade from Tabson. Does get returned by 2 of the HGs to the T side, and Slacks gets a P250 shot. Farvan, decent trade. AK involved over Slacks, and look at how quickly he charges forward with backup into the apartments. Crimbo's overwhelmed with a numbers game, gets that first headshot, but no more than that. They're on the bomb side, but Tabson comes up good with the low HP. Bomb plant is at least secured. They have money for a buyback for the overtime clutch. Ideally, though, they need to steal this back.
They've got to keep fighting. They've got to try and recover one of these rifles. They've at least got an M4 out to Van.
Get the AK, that'll be even better. Nade sent, evaded by Lonks. Zyphon still rocking the Deagle, and Big are slowing things down, happy to play with pace. Keto leaning forward, Zyphon's gonna get caught for it. Lonks now, left alone versus 3. Doesn't even get past the first. Map match in semi-final point for Big now. 1 more to go to beat Sprout out of the playoffs and make their way into the grand finals.
And again, Jay, nearly 3 years since we've seen Big on land make a final. It has been a long time coming for them. Had to work hard in the group stage, coming out with 3 wins and 2 losses, having an overtime win against Harvu on Mirage, in fact. And now at 15-10, it's about closing. 5 rounds to do it in.
Double ops in from Farvan and Keto. Bomb plant enabling the buyback from Slacks' AWP himself. It's all in the gun buys here. Sprout turned round 26 into 5 in a row. And they know it. They know that they are pushed up with their backs against the wall. All they've got to do is fight forward. It's easier said than done, though. They play a passive default.
They're going to have to deal with Sin. They're going to have to put a molly down here towards Underbout because he's been clinical.
What they'll do for Refresh. Smoke can get in the way. A second one does come out. The HG sent towards Slacks doing the damage, and Refresh tries to escape. Retreat away as Sin gets to the center of the site.
Look at what's happening on B, though. A lot of distraction towards A. Now the walkout, but the CTs are rotating back in. Keto with the AWP.
Setting as well. Seeing at least 1 player crossing. I'm not sure if he caught the second man. Smoke back on the site. Lorks, Molotov also sent down. Or tries to press the T's at this stage. Get that bomb in for the bomb plant.
Zyphon's still going to lurk towards A. They're going to try and set themselves up. They're going to put all the counter utility involved to try and deny the bomb.
Haven't got much time stalling. Big can force the issue. Plant down, in hits to that Molotov down at default. Second Incendiary comes up. Refresh will just sneak it in. The HG comes up to get the kill though. Lorks needs to step up. That's what he does. Farvan caught 2 picks. Those stairs dropping a Sin. Backs a turn. Lorks goes in with 2. And that backstab for Zyphon. Now all important. Lorks is out of HP. The smokes are about to clear. And he's seen 2. Zyphon lights it up. And Sin's now all alone in his own clutch. He wins that first fight. And it's on the default position. The tap of the bomb once. There's no kid. Zyphon, he's found his angle. He holds his nerve. And Sprout stay alive.
1 more chance. 1 more round for survival here for Sprout. And it comes down to that backstab and its timing. Lonks wasting the time on the bomb site. The wraparound coming through from Zyphon. And Sprout hold on.
Only just though. Once again in the dying stages of these games here on the big stage. The back foot team do all they can to keep pace, to bring back some miracle here. Big nearly had it, and Sprout will let that simmer, take their 4th and final tactical. Buyback will be rough though. Open AK's in for 3, Galil's on 2 others.
And even from Big's perspective, they want to close it now, Jay. Look at the way that rather than just having a single AWP and M4s to have money in the bank, they're going double AWPs. They realize, let's close it now. Let's give ourselves the best chance possible.
AWP set in for Farvin. Taking shots. Flashes forward as they quickly storm that mid-control. Refresh trying to look for the man. Farvin did get caught up with some damage. The shot ringing out from the AWP certainly going to aid that factor. 2 HE sent down, tons of damage done, but Zyphon gets away with the kill. Tabson gets away with a trade.
That nade damage in towards mid, just compounding. Refresh is hoping for an overswing. Another repeat back in. Now notice the way that Big have got a lot of influence towards that short control. Lonks is going to stay out here towards Chair, and Crimbo's making an info play. He is going to find so much space.
Slow but sure. Ever so careful, creeping forwards. Thompson right behind him. And the bomb could get caught off. No one's watching this backstab position.
Just knowing, underpass, TV, set up the crossfire. I don't know if Refresh has got an idea for it.
He's thinking about it. Backs turn, hitting Cubby. Sees his man and wins that fight. Crimbo drops the advantage, sits with Sprout now.
It could still be misdirection though. Only one individual was seen. They don't know about Tabson, but they're still watching this.
Slacks is ready for a peek forward, expecting there to be something out of it. The scope has been heard, and Tabson leans in closer. Their backs are turned. Zyphon could drop, 2 to line up. This is massive. 3 players seen. The trade there from Lawnix keeps them alive. They've got to hit the B site now.
Smoke off connector, try and get into B. Even Refresh trying to work up con.
Working against them all. Farthen hit the collateral, and that's all it takes to end things off and send Big to the grand finals of the Elisa Masters Expo 2022.
What a way to close it down there from Big. Farfan with the big green connects the all-important blow, and it's one more best of 3 to add to the winning tally.
To think it was one bullet, one single bullet that closed things out for the Big side when Sprout fought all their way back into it. Farvin, tip your hat to you, sir, and Big, despite the incredible comeback for Sprout that they set up, despite all that they did on Nuke and damn near did on Mirage, it is a result for the German team as they find themselves in the grand finals of another big tournament here on LAN. And credit to Sprout, man. Look, again, walking into this tournament, we didn't see them as a playoff team. With the standing situation for Berry on that first map as well, having Longs coming back into the second, man alive, they did some real work to try and make this competitive.
Yeah, they did. They put in a valiant effort, but I think it just showed that slow start on the first map and the slow start that they had even in the first half. Think about Mirage, 5-10 down, Jay.
Result for Big, grand finals for them, grand finals for that man Tabson, down on the stage with Parla.
Tabson. Look at the turnout here in Espoo, Finland. Look at the reception. Hear the reception. What's that like?
Feels amazing to play in front of the crowd. It's a really nice tournament to be here. Thank you so much, guys.
What a scene. All right, I don't want to bore you with the details, but we have to go over them a bit. Let's go back to map number 1. So Overpass, you did win it, but it was odd considering that Sprout had Berry standing in, playing for Lounks. Was that hard to adjust to?
To be fair, we didn't really pay attention on that. It's a really unfortunate situation for them that Lounks didn't feel it good. But overall, we just focused on ourselves. We just played our game, and Overpass is a hard map to play for sure.
Now, Nuke, unfortunately, it did not go your way. Any thoughts on what went wrong?
I think they played good Counter-Strike. We didn't hit our shots. We were missing a lot of shots. Stair was finding a lot of holes in our play, and it was hard to play. They had nice pops, and it was hard to handle the situation.
Third and final map, Mirage. Tabson, how did you and the big boys bounce back?
Feels good. Playing Mirage was a rough game against Enzo on Mirage. It was a tough game mentally wise because it was always up and down, losing eco, winning eco. But feels amazing to just win a game and be in the final again. And again, to be honest, it's an amazing crowd, a nice tournament to play here and to be in the moments here. Thank you, guys.
As you just mentioned, Tabson, you're in the grand final. You'll be playing either Fnatic or Astralis. Who do you think that you'll be playing and why?
I think it will be a really tense game for them both. I expect, to be honest, Astralis to win the game. They have maybe now momentum. They had a really good comeback against Ents. It was a really hard overtime game, but I believe it will be a really close game. Looking forward to play both teams. Just looking forward to play the grand final.
All right, Tabson, thank you so much for your time. If there's anything you'd like to say to the fans at home, yours and Big's fans, and of course, the many, many fans that we have in the arena, now is the time.
Of course, I just want to say thank you guys from obviously everyone here coming, cheering for us, cheering for NC, the home teams. Obviously everyone from home, thank you so much for supporting us. Probably the last tournament for us this year. We just want to make it worth, make it count, and we will do our best to make it work. So thank you again for the support, and let's enjoy Counter-Strike, guys, for the rest of the year.